I'm going to share this.
And I think we are live. We are here, people.
Hi, everybody.
Sam and AK, because we are bored as fuck. So why the hell not be here on here with y'all? What is everyone up to? I know we just came off of a Tone stream, and I don't know. Unfortunately, his microphone, or maybe it was his headphones, messed up. So he had to go ahead and do that. But shout out to Tone, Sir LT Giles, and Kev from Bridge 4. I've known those gents for quite a bit of time. Tone and LT a bit longer than Kev, but stand up dudes. Stand up dudes. If you're not subscribed to Kev and Tone, I think you need to go ahead and remedy that and go ahead and get them on.
I think we just broke DA.
We just broke that. You know what, DA? Sometimes you got to pull an all-nighter, man. Sometimes you got to pull an all-nighter. This shouldn't be a new thing. So what's good? Tokus in the spot. Forrest coming over. Phil H, what's good, son? Phil H is that dude, man. And also, happy early birthday. I know I think it's not until tomorrow. I'll probably give you a shout out again tomorrow during Ginger Ale chat, Phil. It's always good seeing you in the spot. Phil is that trivia guy. Like when it comes to playing trivia with Citadel of Trivia channel, it's usually, I don't go for the win every time. There's just three people that I like to try to beat, and it's Milt, Benji from Drawbridge Media, and Phil, because they usually always have the answer. So if ever there's a time when I get to have more points than them, I consider my night a good night in trivia, even if I don't win.
I'm not allowed to play trivia with anyone ever.
Why? That sounds like a travesty, ma'am.
Because I get, like with Monopoly, I get super competitive.
Do you know how many family world wars have been started over the game Monopoly?
I'm not, my family has banned me from playing Monopoly with them. Like, you know, legit banned. Like, I say Monopoly, they say no.
Sasuke is in the spot. Focus was good. You know, what was it? Sasa, was it your channel that we did the word game on? Apparently, I am like a genius level final boss god on the word game. I think it was on Sasa's channel, but I don't remember.
Hi, Alan.
Sasa, if that was you, please put a little description up in the chat so we know. Words on stream. That's what it's called. Put a little description in the chat so we know, people know exactly what it is. Cookie Monster himself is in the chat. What's going on, Alan? Santi, my sis, thank y'all for coming through. Moni G, you know what? Honestly, I didn't think we would even have that many people coming over.
They love us
because it is late night though.
Kev too. It's Kev too.
Kev, son.
Should we
bring
Kev
yes. Do you have his contact info?
I do.
Okay, yes. Please send him the link. Kev, bring your ass on, son.
I shall. I have to open up Instagram. Hold on.
Damn it, I keep hearing about Instagram, and there's a lot of folks that do stuff on Instagram that I like.
Me and Lauren were chatting today about crocheting on Instagram.
Yeah, there's you guys, there's a bunch of other people in the fandom, and one person who a lot of folks probably don't know, because not a lot of people cross over from the Game of Thrones fandom to the RuPaul's Drag Race fandom, but one of the folks on YouTube that I think has some of the best reviews about RuPaul's show is Matty Rants, and I mod for him on his channel. And there's only been, I think, maybe 2 people that I've seen in his streams that also know me from Game of Thrones and doing stuff on our channels, which I think it's cool. I think it's always good to meet, well-rounded folks like that. But that's just me. I guess you could say I'm a multitasker, if you can classify it that way. Because I just love always meeting people from different backgrounds, and when we can have all those backgrounds meshed together, I just always find that to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, look, my hair looks blonde like us. All right.
I forget your hair isn't always. You're not a natural blonde.
I am a natural dirty blonde in the summertime.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, when the sun is non-existent, it gets
It's
super
a
dark.
darker shade. Yeah.
But it will be light next week because the girl that lives in my basement apartment is a hairdresser, and she was cool as shit, heard me complaining about my hair, and was like, yo, I'm just gonna buy some bleach and we'll just do it next week. So
You lucky bastard. I am so damn jealous. Seriously, there's a mini afro going on AK's head right now, and that is not the tea at all. If I can't like brush the back of my head and feel, my scalp, I feel like my hair is too long.
look what it is.
And here's the guy, the man, the legend himself.
Just real quick, Sam, I love your bow. What's up with that? Besides,
It's not a bow, it's a bun. Actually,
I don't know.
It's a bun.
Scrunchie.
Excuse us.
So, can you hear? Yeah, I'm gonna be on mute. I'll stay on with you. Actually, no, I gotta drop. I gotta download a new browser for my phone because I gotta go skate to the 7-Eleven. I need cigarettes. You guys saw me for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, go get some damn cigarettes.
But I'll come on. I want to listen to you guys, but it said I need to download a new browser
for StreamYard.
You can't use Chrome. What can I use? Do I have to download Firefox?
No. I'm using Chrome.
You can only use Chrome.
No, but on a phone.
Oh, on the phone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know. I don't know. I've never used StreamYard.
I'm gonna download like Firefox or something.
Kev, just listen to us while you.
I love your little bow.
Kev, just listen to us while you skate to the store, and then come back and join us.
Just mute your screen right now, and then just go to the store and come back.
Yeah,
love you.
Oh shit, Lauren's corner. My lady, you have not missed a damn thing. We just got here. Go to your computer, my lady, and turn that shit on and bring your ass on here. Matter of fact, it's actually probably early morning for Lauren. She probably just woke up. So come on.
She's saying good morning.
Come through and shoot the shits. We just on here bored. So we decided to come through.
DA likes to lovingly refer to this as my top knot. He's seen me on Instagram.
You know what? The first word that I thought of when you were doing it before I clicked the live button was top knot. And that is because I believe, if I remember culture correctly, that is a staple with the Japanese samurai. And they always have their hair pulled up in that top knot.
I don't know. That's what DA refers to it as. He has every time I post a video of me doing my hair somehow ends up like this. And so I posted it on my Instagram stories one day, and he was like, "That is one large top knot," because it was like all fluffy and big, and he was laughing at me. And
Yeah, I guarantee you he called it that for the exact reason that I just said. Me and DA be vibing on the culture like that.
To me, this is just a messy, usually it's a much bigger messy bun, but it half up, half down. So
yeah, understandable. DA said, I refer to it because of Thoros and the Hound convo. They got that from old samurai culture. Guaranteed. Yep, see it? And he just said, top knot of samurai.
This is why you need Instagram. So then you can see everyone's crazy Instagram stories, especially mine of me doing my whole routine of my hair.
See, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like Matty Rance, when he goes live, a lot of times he does it on Instagram, and he does basically what me and Lauren do with Stranger Things. Like he does live reacts while the show is going. So I feel like I'm gonna have to get Instagram eventually to keep up with some of my folks that do live reactions on Instagram. And I think Jake Yonsei does lives on Instagram as well. And if you don't know him, he's another person I found through the RuPaul's Drag Race fandom, and he is what is called a quote unquote drama channel on YouTube. So, you know, any type of tea that is going on with the ladies in the drag world, Jay Keontae probably has it, and he will report on it as he gets facts and whatnots.
There's this awesome bar here that we go to. They do like a special bachelorette's night. It's a drag bar though, and I swear to you, probably the greatest bar I've ever been to in my entire life, hands down. And I've been to a lot of bars.
Drag shows, seriously, as popular as it is, people are sleeping on the drag community, man. Those people are freaking entertaining. Like, actually, was it not this season of RuPaul, but the season before, Nina West, who is one of the most popular drag queens in Columbus, Ohio, in my city, she was on that shit last season, and you know, she didn't win, but she did get pretty far, and you know, her skills were shown. So you know, the whole world got to see what we've been seeing in my city for many a year from Nina, and it's so fun. Seriously, you guys, go check out a drag show in your town. If it happens again, you will not be disappointed. It is entertaining as fuck.
The bar that I go to, it's called El Convento Rico. And it is okay. I've only gone on like the nights that they've designated for bachelorettes and like stuff like that. Like they have a designated night, but they have drag bingo. They have a full-on drag show. They have a male and a female stripper.
That's what's up.
They have lap dance contests. They have
equal opportunity. I like it. I like it.
It is the greatest time I've ever had.
It is. It really is. It really is. You know, Talkers just said, didn't Vanessa Williams do Dolly Parton? Yo, that was on Celebrity Drag Race, and I have not watched that show. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes that are out already. I have not had a chance to watch them yet, but I was already going to watch it. And then I heard that Vanessa fucking Williams was on there. Do y'all know who is he? And I feel like some young folks probably don't know who Vanessa Williams is. Vanessa Williams was one of them first way back in the day winners of the Miss America pageant. And the only reason they took her crown away was because she did a photo shoot with Playboy.
Yep. And
which wasn't she one of the some bullshit?
Wasn't she one of the original Black women on the cover of Playboy?
Yes.
I think she was one of the original 3 or something like that.
Yes. Like that, like that's how hot she is. And if you go and Google her,
she's so gorgeous.
Oh, she can so get it at any time of day if she ever asks. I will never make any qualms about that. Yeah, go Google her. She has a very prominent music career under her belt. She's a great actress as well. You know, she's been in quite a few different television shows and some hit movies back in the day. Yeah, she was that chick. And now that I know she was on Celebrity Drag Race, like I said, I was going to watch the show anyway, but I'm doubly going to go and watch it now because she's on there.
Kev just said, man, I love Playboy. You're not the only one.
You ain't the only one. You know what? Playboy is not just for the pictures. Honestly, exactly. I honestly used to get it and read the articles about what they reported on.
They had amazing writers right there, but
they
also the artistry of the photography that they used. It wasn't just, you know,
it wasn't just porn. Yeah, it wasn't just
pornographic, it wasn't vulgar. It was all very, very high quality photographers that they used. And some of the best photographers in the world got their start there. So, I mean,
yeah. I mean, say what you want about the man Hugh Hefner. He was doing that shit. He was literally like the Walt Disney of the porn, you know, magazine industry. And just saying, give credit where credit is due.
I wouldn't even call it porn. It was more.
It was art. It was art. Plain and simple.
It was art, but it was also a very progressive form of art that had never been seen before.
It was like, if you really want to take it back, you know, Larry Flint caught the blunt of that, societal blowback, I think, just because of how raunchy his stuff was. But, when Hugh Hefner stepped in the game with Playboy, he cleaned that shit right up pretty much, and I gotta respect the man's skill for that. The freaking what is it called? The Bunny Mansion or whatever it is it's called.
The Playboy Mansion, and across the street was the Bunny House.
I would not be mad if ever I wanted to go visit the Playboy Mansion.
It no longer exists, my love.
Unfortunately, that's a sad fact. But yeah, they're just saying that. I say what you want about it, but I thought that shit was cool.
No, Phil, he didn't sell it. His estate sold it. He died.
After he died, yeah.
So he has, and it wasn't. A lot of people like to say it was his wife, the girl he married at the end of his life. It wasn't her. She actually had no say in it. That's what her prenup entailed. He was not in his will. He has 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons. They were the ones that made
that decision. Yeah.
They're the ones running the company now. So.
You know what? Honestly, I can't even fault them for that. When a legacy like that is passed on to you as the child of a mogul of that caliber, that's what you got to do.
Well, to be fair, his daughter has been running the company since about 1998.
Yeah,
his oldest child, his daughter, had been running the company. He took a step back. So.
Yeah, he passed on the reins, and that's what you're supposed to do in an empire like that. That's just good business. Honestly, that's how it works.
I mean, Sasuke, you're right. There's always going to be stories like that, but you have to remember the time in which it took place. We look at it now with much clearer eyes.
Our eyes, yeah. Yeah.
But back in the 50s, 60s, even the early 70s, women did not have the same rights as we do now.
Unfortunately, right.
And you know what? It's the same thing I say about people who talk badly about strippers. I mean, you do what you got to do when you have to do it. And you put yourself sometimes in an precarious situation. I wouldn't even say an awkward situation, a precarious situation, putting yourself out there that way. But when you have bills to pay, whether it be for school or to feed children or to support your family, whatever it is, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even always that. There are some women that choose to be in that profession, and that's okay too. If that's what you want to do. I mean, honestly, the industry would not be alive if there wasn't a demand for it. So a lot of folks always try to put, shit down on prostitutes and whatnot.
Yep.
If the demand was not there, then there would be no need to supply that. And that's just a sad situation because sometimes folks are pushed into that world that don't want to be. It's still a thing because people know it's lucrative.
I want to clarify something for Kev here because he said he's. I don't mean to offend you, and I'm not making excuses for anyone. I'm just saying we look at things now with much different eyes than I was not born in the 50s. I was not born in the 60s or 70s. I don't know those struggles. I don't know. I only know from what I know from history. And I know for a fact that the laws and the rights were not the same. They just weren't.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, even up until a couple of years ago, they were not the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
sadly. It takes a lot to get that type of mentality changed.
This might be super controversial for me to say, but I mean, no government has ever told a man that, oh no, you can't have this, or this operation or medical intervention because I don't believe in it. But they have no problem telling a woman that, no, you can't have an abortion because it's against my religion. It's not against your religion, but it's against my religion and beliefs. So I'm not going to allow you to have it. I mean,
there's a lot of rules that people don't understand or even know that are in place. If a man wants to go into a hospital right now and get what is the procedure called, a vasectomy or whatever, so he can't have children anymore, he can get that hands down, no questions asked. But if a woman wants to get her tubes tied, there's a whole list of shit that she has to go through to get that approved.
Yep.
It's nuts. It really is.
I mean, this might be getting into too much detail.
Yeah, we might need to change the subject soon.
Yeah, I deal with female reproductive health issues, and there's a lot of interesting questions you get asked when you have a medical issue that you have no control over.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, I'm just saying, no one's ever gonna tell a man that he can't do X, Y, and Z, but they sure as hell have no issue telling a woman that.
And those are written into the laws of our land. Yeah.
Well, not my land, your land.
Well, yeah, I can't say how it is in other countries. In the US, though, you cannot, as a woman, get your tubes tied without having to go through a whole shit show of nonsense. Yeah. But anyway, on to a happier subject, because we are not here to talk about anything of that caliber now.
We were talking about Playboy's awesome photography and art skills. I don't know how this topic came up.
Yeah, and again, shout out to Vanessa Williams, because mommy is like in her early to mid 60s now, I think so. And again, no bullshit. If ever the thing could happen, AK would not hesitate. She could still get it easily. Because she hot like that. Kev said nipples. Sam probably doesn't have an opinion on this, because she doesn't look at nipples like I do. But
yes, they do.
Okay, my bad. Excuse me, I didn't know. But yeah, I can't say particularly I have a thing for nipples, but when I do, meet a woman and we transgress to that far, if she has some lovely nipples, I will love on that shit all day.
I mean, yes, Phil, I understand what she was meaning, and if I didn't appreciate them, I wouldn't have one of mine pierced to draw attention to it.
And now we all have that image in our heads. Thank you, Sam.
So it's covered up.
Doesn't matter if we can see it at all. Now we can visualize it because we know that's what it is.
Oh, that's awesome. Go ahead. I don't care.
Ricky said Vivica.
Other people might, but whatever.
He said Vivica A. Fox is up there in age 2. She is, but she can also still get it.
She's married to Sterling K. Brown, is she not? Or is that
I don't know.
No, that's someone else. Oh, now I have to.
Sterling K. Brown. I know that name. What has he been in? Who is that? I'm trying to picture his face.
He's in This Is Us. No, he's married to Ryan Michelle Bath. Never mind.
I haven't watched This Is Us. So I haven't watched This Is Us specifically because I know it hits a lot of heavy subjects, and I don't want to watch.
I'm not ready to cry.
Yeah, I don't want to watch TV shows and cry right now.
Nope.
Excuse me. So I've purposely stayed away from This Is Us.
Yeah.
Recon says he was in Supernatural and This Is Us. I need something further back than that.
I will tell you. Hold on, because I just had him pulled up on my phone. He was
I'm
in Black Panther.
Who did he play in Black Panther?
I'll tell you in 1 second. I'm pulling up the filmography.
Hey, why are we talking about Black Panther? Yo, the fucking MCU, son, over the past decade.
He played Niobe.
Miyogi.
I think it's one of the elders.
Yeah, I don't recall.
He was also in.
He was in Predator. Hold on. Let me Google his name real quick. What you said, Sterling K. Brown?
Yes, Sterling K. Brown.
I know that name.
He was in ER. No.
Okay. He played T'Chaka's brother. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I remember his. Yeah, Killmonger's dad. Right. Got you. Yeah. Yeah, see, there's a lot of actors because I am a huge movie and TV buff. Most times I remember names, but sometimes there are those actors where you can remember their face and you know they've been in a whole bunch of shit that you like, but you can't ever remember their name. So sometimes it takes a minute to get to my brain. And Phil says, "Wait, how do you pick which nipple to pierce? Or is that a ginger ale chat question?" You know what? That is a ginger ale chat question. So I'm going to implore you, Phil, to remember that for tomorrow night, and we'll get into talking about nipples with the ladies. And see, that's another reason why I love, you know, my mad queens. You know, there really is never a subject on Ginger Ale Chat that we shy away from at all. Whether it's on, you know, the female side, because all of my sisters are straight. I'm the only loving lady on the panel with that. But it's never been an issue, as y'all have seen for Ginger Ale Chat. We always still just get down, and I think it's actually a good thing because a lot of times we can give, you know, dual perspectives on some things. So it always seems awesome.
I was thinking, because they both played in the O.J. Simpson story, I was thinking of Courtney B. Vance, who's married to Angela Bassett.
Yes, I know who Courtney B. Vance is, and also shout out to him for putting a ring on Angela Bassett and locking that shit down, because she is the queen supreme. If you want to talk about, you know, how they say black don't crack, go look at Angela Bassett. When you look up that phrase in the encyclopedia,
she looks exactly the same.
Son, when you look up that phrase in the encyclopedia, it's a picture of Angela Bassett right there next to it going, that's her. If you go watch Vampire in Brooklyn, back in the day, y'all remember that 90s movie with Eddie Murphy? Angela Bassett. Okay, well, go watch it now. You will see Angela Bassett has not aged a fucking day since that movie. You look at that, and then you go and watch her on, like, one of the latest things I've seen her do is American Horror Story. And oh boy, I was not trying to watch American Horror Story at all. You know, I don't do a lot of scary things, you know, especially when I'm living alone. But by the time they got to season 3, and I saw the previews for that, and Angela Bassett was on there portraying the real life person of Marie Laveau, I had to start watching. I had to, and I'm so glad I did, because Coven is my favorite season. And welcome to the motherfucking panel, my queen, Lady Lauren. Say hello to the folks. I'm going to get another beer.
Good morning, guys. What's going on? How are you doing? So I listened. I was setting up, right? I was putting my latte on. I was making an effort, and I could hear her talking about the Mad Queens and Ginger Ale Chat, which is tonight, my time.
Yes.
Which is amazing. I saw that last night. I got a notification, guys. If you haven't seen Ginger Ale Chat, it is nuts. I've been on a few episodes. It's fucking fantastic. And just to correct her as well about the whole straight thing, I am not straight. I am bisexual.
You are bisexual. That is a completely different perspective, which honestly, again, I'm hoping you could stay up for it, because I would love to have you on. You know, we always love having you there.
If I'm awake, you know I'm there.
Take a nap, bitch. Take a nap.
I haven't seen Monero and the others for a while, man. I love being in the center of that.
I mean, I am definitely straight, like as straight can be. I love me a man, but I can appreciate a woman. They're beautiful. I just don't want to sleep with them.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I've made out with many, but I just don't.
I think there are many of our fellow guys in the chat that can say, yeah, we don't want to, you know, sleep with some women, but we still can appreciate the beauty of all women as a whole. You know, it's just a thing. I find a lot of times when it comes to looking at people, I look at them very much like a 7 of 9. looks at things, I can find people aesthetically pleasing. As Seven is, known for saying. She likes to use that phrase, aesthetically pleasing. I would never ever see myself sleeping with Jason Momoa, but I can certainly look at the boy and understand how y'all would like to, because the boy is pretty. I would absolutely rub on those abs all day. And if the opportunity arose and Lisa Bonet was like, yo, AK, come on, I am there. That's what it is. Like, I'm only there for you, Lisa, but if he want to join in, then he can do whatever he want to you, just as long as I can do that to you at the same time.
Listen. It probably one of the only times.
Lauren, 1 second. Kevin Cleary is stepping out. Everybody say
good night, Kevin. Good night. Yes,
good day,
please go
get some
sleep. Be safe at work. Please wear your mask, wear gloves, wash your hands, y'all. Stay safe out there, all right?
Good morning from the UK as well.
Salsa said the abs would not be the only thing that she rubs. I understand.
And now we can continue.
Yes, continue, Lauren.
The only time, right, that if you had Jason Momoa and his wife in the same fucking bed, it'd be the only time you consider getting a bone thrown to you, right? Just once, AK, in the middle of all that, just to make.
I'm not going to object. I honestly cannot say I would object. That's just real. Yo, y'all know AK is always going to be real with you. I wouldn't say no, because first of all, Lisa Bonet, I've lightweight had a crush on her since the Cosby Show. Like that's how long I've been a Lisa Bonet stan. And then you look at fucking Zoe. Oh Lord, if that woman is not a clone of her mother, I don't know what a clone child is. She is like the epitome of that shit. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, Jason. Again, you can go just sit in the corner. Give me Lisa and Zoe, and happy is not even the word. It's too weak of a word for me to describe what I would feel like.
She does look a bit like her father too, though. She's not all.
She does have nodes of Lenny also,
and also Lenny's attitude.
On a slightly more serious tone, shout out to Lenny, Jason, and Lisa, because Lisa and Jason have been together since Zoe was a baby, and there has never been any drama or stupid issues with them in the press at all. You always see them as a strong family unit. If you see pictures of Jason and Lisa and Zoe is there, Lenny is likely on the other side of Zoe, sitting there chilling all together. And I think that's how families should work. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And how cool is that? That is a proper family unit, and I wish all ex couples could function like that.
See, I strive for that because my girls have two different dads, right? So I had my kids pretty young, and I always made sure that both their dads knew no matter what, we are civil for the kids, right? Whatever happens between us,
that's how it should be.
That's the number one rule.
Yep.
So like me and my eldest daughter's dad, we're friends. We're definitely friends. He takes every opportunity to either flirt with me or hug me or whatever and just have a giggle with me and the Wayne. Perfect. The youngest one's dad I'm not really friends with, but we can talk. We can talk. We can function. Like, I'm not going to be hanging out with him and his girlfriend, but I'm still going to be there in some way. Like, my daughter's birthday's on a Monday, so obviously I'm not going to get to see her because she's at her dad's. So I sent her gifts through Amazon. Mm-hmm. So I decided to get like a big 2.5 kilogram box of chocolates. They're called celebration chocolates. So they've got like Mars, Snickers, Bounty, everything in them, right? Mm-hmm. So I sent them and I was like, these are for Jess, but they're also for you and your girlfriend to share as well. Because there's no way the Wayne's going to be eating all those chocolates. So he's pretty happy about that. And she's got other stuff on the way. Like, I have no problem with doing that. I grew up as being a pawn in between my parents, and that's the number one thing I want to.
That's never good.
That's what I was too.
Yeah, same.
Like,
that's never good.
Lauren,
anytime my mum or my dad would start back chatting, like, oh, she's got screw loose, or he thinks I'm buttoned up the back, that type of thing. No, not having that. Even my mum to this day still does that sometimes when she gets frustrated with my youngest daughter's dad. And I'm like, no, that's not on. That's not how you react. You're an adult mum. You're way older than I am, and you should fucking know better. Like, stop it.
Speaking of candy, Lauren, I have this, and it's the last one I have, and I don't want to eat it because I would like to savor it one day, but I want more of these.
Oh, you got curly waffle?
Yes! What is that? Wait, whoa. What is that?
It's a UK chocolate candy thing.
Curly waffle. So, right. So,
okay, what can you...
Lauren, explain to AK.
Please.
Is like a caramel chocolate bar that's got like loads of kind of, it's like a ladder type thing effect that they got, and then it's covered in chocolate. It's really chewy and it's awesome, right? I like curly whirlies.
Hold on, Lauren, real quick. Reese, thanks for coming through, man. Go ahead, go to sleep. Have a good night. Get some rest.
So yeah, curly whirlies are like a bomb ass fucking childhood sweetie, like completely.
Okay.
Where'd you get it?
My sister went to the UK in October, and she brought back like an entire suitcase full of sweets.
Of course she did. Our sweeties are far better than the ones in the US.
Well, I'm not in the US. I'm in Canada, so I get some, but then there's other ones that we don't get. So this is one that we don't get.
That's cool.
Curly whirlies. You've not had a tea cake though.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Have you?
I have.
Well, God!
My nana was English and Scottish and Irish, so I know what you guys are talking about when you say that.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I have 2 tea cakes left from.
I haven't had them in a long time, though.
From what I got, actually, I finished all the ones that Lauren had given me at con. Jada had found some. The almost missus, my significant other, had found some, and she sent me a pack, and I have 2 left from that, and I will probably thoroughly enjoy one. I don't remember. I think it was like at a World Market or something in Seattle that she went to, and she bought a pack, and she was like, "Here, I thought you'd enjoy these," and said, "Oh, you know my heart."
I also have this, which I'm also saving because I can't seem to find them.
What is that?
It's a Hershey's Gold Bar. It's peanuts and pretzels.
You know what? I would probably have tried that if it didn't have pretzels in it.
No, you don't really taste the pretzels. It just gives you that salty sweet kick.
I might try it then. I'm not a pretzel fan.
I'm looking at the chat, and Sasuke is asking me, do I like Percy Pig gummies? Not really, but I'm a big fan of like Haribo Gold Bears. I fucking love them.
Me too.
What is this? Gold Bear who?
Haribo Gold Bears.
I don't know what that is.
You have them there, but they're really hard to find in the US. I have them at my local.
They're weird flavors in the US as well.
If I was in New York, I would probably be able to find them. But sadly, I can't go to New York right now. I miss my home. What OTDA say?
We have a UK section in a local grocery store where I get my stuff for beans on toast and hobnobs. Yes, yes.
Beans on toast.
Right. Okay. So because
can you explain the English breakfast actually? Why we're even talking about food?
Oh,
okay. Don't even start. Right.
I'm just saying that looks like a delicious ass plate outside of the beans. I'm not.
I'm not a bean fan either.
Listen, there's the Scottish breakfast and then there's the English breakfast.
You know what? I've never seen a full Scottish breakfast. I didn't know that was a thing. Speak on that, please.
Okay, full Scottish breakfast is you've got your haggis, there's sliced haggis, there's black pudding, there's a square sausage, there's link sausage, there's bacon, there's toast, usually maybe a fried egg and like beans and
tomato.
Only maybe a fried egg.
There's a roasted.
I don't know. It depends where you're getting it from. Like I tend not to eat fried eggs unless they're in a Scooby snack. I'll need to explain what a Scooby snack is too.
Oh man, okay. Sasa says she loves Scotch eggs. I have not had a Scotch egg, but I've watched many a cooking show where they've been made, and damn it, I need to make me a Scotch egg because it just looks like all of the deliciousness of breakfast that I could ever want in one bite.
See, Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
my Nana was very Irish to the point where she used to make me tartan kilts when I was little, like in her tartan.
Nice.
So when I was little, I used to have them made for me.
That's awesome. I tried on a kilt for the very first time when I met Lauren at Con of Thrones last year, and I don't remember what the hell we were talking about, but she came to my room. I think we were getting ready to drive down to Con together, and she was telling me actually like the history of the kilt and why it was the length that it is for any one person, and I was like, you know what? Okay, give it here. I want to see what the hell is going on. She had shorts on under it, people. So, you know, I wasn't just trying to get her naked.
We're national, man.
I knew she had that on, you know, and she's my sister, so I really didn't care about her seeing me in my drawers. So I pulled my pants off, said, "Hey, give it here." And her size actually fit me perfectly because, you know, if I remember correctly, what she said is when you kneel down, the kilt is supposed to just like brush the floor right at your knee level.
That's a men's kilt. I've got a man's kilt because the women's kilts vary from being very long to very short, and I don't particularly like them like that. I like the guy's kilt. I've got a Black Watch tartan kilt, which is one of the military tartans in the Scottish kind of regiments of they each regiment has their own different tartan, etc., like a clan type deal. So the Black Watch one is the one I had with me. I like the male kilt because it's heavier and because the pleats at the back are better. They're more free flowing. I couldn't stop shimmying my little butt because we were having a deal about that. Shimmy. And like it's much nicer than the women's kilts. The kilt
was really comfortable too.
Yeah, the kilt that I had was a basic kind of everyday kind of dress kilt. You can get them in a kind of wedding style, ceremonial style. You can get different tartans. You've got like a home tartan and away tartan. There's your normal clan tartans. There's variations on those tartans as well. But tartan is actually a more of a modern thing that was brought in during the time of like Sir Walter Scott and the unification of England and Scotland. Sir Walter Scott decided to bring the tartans back to impress King George, so that would attract more people. It was like a storyline he was feeding them. This is the old way of the Scots and stuff like that. A normal tartan kilt, an old kilt, is actually all one piece. It's about 10 to 15 yards long. It wraps right around the waist and up around the shoulder. It used to be used as camouflage. It used to be used in all different ceremonial manners. It was battle dressed, like, and the reason why it got banned is because of the two Jacobite rebellions, like Culloden and stuff like that. They basically outlawed all the tartans and stuff. Some of the outer regions of Scotland, the islands, kept their kilts, but generally, as you went down into the central lowlands, etc., that was all completely outlawed. Until Sir Walter Scott had to make this kind of new world idealism. So the idealism that the Americans have of Scotland with the tartan kilts and the ginger hair, that's all down to Sir Walter Scott. He basically made a tourist attraction out of Scotland. He gave it a mythology with that through his books like Waverley and all the other ones. That's how you have that tourist mentality of like, oh, we've got the kilts, we've got the bold battles, we've got all the castles and stuff like that, and we do have all that. But a lot of what you've seen in books or in
it's watered down, I think.
Yeah, it's watered down. It's not the real thing. And there's certain rules for wearing a kilt. Usually, a kilt. Proper dress kilt is you've got the kilt on, you've got your long socks. Usually in one of your socks, you've got a dagger, called a ski and do. It's a special kind of ceremonial dagger, but it was also like kept there. You'd have old battle dress would also see you having wearing the two swords, which are larger versions of the skiing dude. And then you'd have your shirt on and either like a whole dress coat or whatnot, and then the sash coming up around the back and pinned into place with your house badge, your main house badge, or you could have variants of your two different lineages. So I'm a Young. I'm from the clan Young, but I'm also a Cullen, which is a descent sept from the clan Gordon. So I can wear either tartan if I should choose to do so. But a lot of the newer tartans are a modern invention. The more surnames that came out, the more tartans that were made. So if you happen to be part of some of the older clans, then your tartan will be a bit more. I'm not saying the newer ones are not legitimate. They are fucking stunning. There's some new brilliant tartans out there. But if you're online and you're buying a kilt that's like $20-$30, you're being ripped off. Those are fake kilts. Those are not real kilts. If you want a real kilt, right, you're going to be paying anywhere from about £500 to £2,000 for a full kilt that's made from proper weaved material, hand woven material, hand loomed and everything like that. That shit takes fucking ages.
Well,
that's cool. I love culture like that. That's so cool.
See, my Nana passed when I was 13. So, and I don't think she even knew the full story, but her father is the only one we know about because her mother kind of lied about her actual name, and I think she snuck into Canada illegally. But I know all the time. I know on my Nana's side, I can trace them back to on her father's line, the male line. I can trace it back to the 1800s on one side, and on the other side, I can trace them back to the late 1700s. And those two are the families are the Wilkies and the Ballantyne family, and then we are connected to the Bruce family through the Ballantyne line.
Do you know what area they're from?
Scooney, Parish Scooney of Fife. It's by St. Andrews.
Scone.
Yes.
Scone. Right. Okay.
That's cool.
I pronounce it all wrong, but you know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it sounds. You think it would be Scooney, but it's no. It's Scone or Sco, whatever.
Good night, LMR. Thank you for coming through and hanging with us. Lovely.
Good night, LMR.
DA had a question earlier,
and
let me scroll back up. He asks for, because we know some of Lauren's rich history, which I always love hearing her talk about. Sam and AK, do you have any Italian or Guyanese clothes?
I do.
For me, there might be, way back in the days, like before our, British overlords came through, there might have been maybe some traditional clothing. I mean, it's the same shit. You know the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
There might have been some traditional garb that was there, but I was, never made known of that or taught that. So when it comes to anything that I represent Guyana with, it's mainly with the colors of our flag. And that is, you've probably seen it in some videos because I have worn it a lot of times. If I don't have my fedora on, I will have on a skull cap or a bandana. And our colors, it's white, black, red, green, and yellow. I'll support the colors of my country's flag, but that's about it. Any like true traditional garb, actually there are some, but I've never seen them unless I was at a Labor Day parade in New York, and there is you could probably ask Don Willie or Tony Teflon or Phantom D Saint. During Labor Day, there is the parade that you see on TV, like the Macy's Day Parade. It's usually some parts of it are televised. But if you were ever actually in New York for that weekend, if you head down to Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, that is where the West Indian part of the Labor Day celebration is going down. And let me tell you, some of the costumes from all of the West Indian countries that are represented there are choice. So choice, especially if you're like me and you appreciate the female form. Ooh boy, some of the costumes that I've seen those ladies in, they are just magnificent. And not just because they're showing a lot of skin and body. Yes, that's a highlight, not gonna lie. I love seeing it, but really just because you see people's culture a lot in that clothing. And I've just always found that to be beautiful. You could probably, Google it or just go on YouTube and do a search for, New York, Brooklyn, New York, Eastern Parkway Labor Day Parade. And you'll see a lot of the fanfare that goes on around that. It's a really big deal. And sadly, it's probably not going to happen this year. But hopefully, we'll get a vaccine soon and the world will return to normal within the next year or two. And we'll be right back at it again. If I remember, the next time it happens and I'm able to be in Brooklyn, then I will do like some live streams so y'all can see what I experience while I'm there. Cause it's always a good time and it's so immersed in cultures. And I think because I grew up as a kid, growing up in America, but still being from another culture that folks aren't always really hip to. I've gained, over, the few years that I've had on this earth, a love of different cultures. That's why I'm into mythology as much as I am, because I love, just being immersed in the rich cultures of other peoples. It's just awesome to see. So y'all go Google that.
I actually pulled up a photo of it's not Italian, it's Calabrese. So from Calabria, that's where my dad's side of the family is from. It's for guys and girls. There's 2 different outfits. It leaves a lot to the imagination because you're covered. Usually there's actually a headscarf that's added to this, but we were doing a performance. So I don't know if you can see that very well.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Nice. That almost looks reminiscent of some formations and customs I've seen of the German culture as well during Oktoberfest.
It's actually very close to the Spanish and Greek custom.
Nice.
Because that's who kind of took over.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of that stemmed from too. Yeah. That's cool.
Speaking of fun Scottish stuff as well and culture, right? Have you ever seen these?
No.
What is that?
Right, these are Scotland's original special cigarette skins. Okay. Right, so these are called Highlands, also known as Highlander skins. Okay, so the Highlander skins are fucking fantastic because you get a nice little booklet here, and you even get a roach, like a filter tip roach with it. But each one has something on it, right? So I'll read one to you that I just tore off. It says, "When in Rome, eat lions." Right? And there's another one on here that says, "Complaints. There are always other cigarette papers." And there's another one that says, "You don't have to sin to be stoned." And they also include poetry on these ones as well. "To all fundamental radishes, ye hypocrites, are these your pranks? To murder men and give God thanks, desist for shame, proceed no further. God won't accept your thanks for murder." And that's a Robert Burns poem.
Good night, Linda. Thank you for hanging with us for a bit. Appreciate you, Ma.
Good night, Linda. I was going to type this in the chat, but it's taking me way too long to write it. How do you pronounce their name? Tolkis 420.
Tolkis, yeah.
Very different. Neapolitan and Calabrese may be close, but we are very, very different people. And the Neapolitans were part of Italy much before Calabria was. Calabria and Sicily were actually part of Northern Africa. They were part of Greece. They were part of Spain long before Italy came into the picture.
That's awesome. Don't forget to smash that like, folks. And also, if you are interested in different sections of European history, actually, I will look for the channel now and put the link in the chat. Go check out Red and Blue on Overly Sarcastic Productions. They are one of my absolute favorite channels to watch when it comes to learning anything in history on
Good
YouTube.
night, Linda.
History with Hilbert as well is really, really good. And Useful Charts.
I think I've heard of him.
Useful Charts is so good. He actually makes big charts of history. You get to learn about all the different monarchies from like African monarchy, English monarchy, all the different ones across Europe. Amazing. See, Sasuke knows what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kev's sending me messages saying I won't speak. No, Kev, we want you to speak. Where are you?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Get the fuck back on here.
I didn't know that you were down. Damn it. I didn't see that you were down there. I'm sorry if you were waiting, my good sir. Please chime into the conversation.
We had her distracted.
Absolutely. Go check out Overly Sarcastic Productions, y'all. Especially Red's narration that she's been doing for what is it? Journey to the West. That what Red does mainly is she takes, these good chunks of history and random story tropes is a series that she's been doing lately as well. And the series are all animated. And then her and Blue will, do, random voices for the animations as always. But,
Blue, I love Blue. Sorry.
Exactly. Oh, okay. No, yeah. And Blue is awesome. And if you're a fan of history, Kev, I think you'll really appreciate Blue's take on things as well. But Red, she basically, tells the story like, here's a good comparison. Luis in the MCU.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Kev, how are you smoking a cigarette through the bandana?
You saw that too? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's not hard. It's just cloth. You can get smoke through that.
I've never done that.
It's totally possible though. But if you think about Luis, y'all know his character mainly from Ant-Man. When he's recapping a story, how awesome he does in the MCU movies. Think of put something like that to Red and how she has been telling the Journey to the West story, and that's the caliber of entertainment you'll get learning history.
I will definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. If you've never checked out OSP before, go check them out. And Ricky just talked about biographics. What's my boy's name? Simon Whistler, I think is his name. Yes. He is the low-key king of YouTube. My guy has like 20 channels that he does awesome
business
shit
blaze,
on.
Yo, business fucking blaze.
Yes.
Oh, everybody, type that shit.
He is that guy.
Get it searched. Watch it. Business Blaze is the shit. He is amazing.
He is that guy. Go check out all of his stuff.
Kev is officially hands down worse than me. Kev, show your hand.
Yeah, what the hell is that you were showing?
He fell off his skateboard again.
The fucking hell.
Kevin, stop falling off of skateboards, my dude.
Oh, Lauren, I have these too.
What you have. Bueno Minis. Nice.
What is, excuse me, I would like to know what a Bueno Mini is.
Oh my God, sexy.
Thank you very much.
You guys don't have Kinder there like we have Kinder here, or like they have Kinder.
No, we don't. So tell me what it is.
It's like
Sam, I still love your bow. Your bow. I love it.
The only way I can explain it, it's like
it's basically like two wafers, right?
Mm-hmm.
With in the middle there's like a kind of really nice hazelnut cream.
Yep.
And then it's covered in chocolate, milk chocolate, and it's got like a drizzle of dark chocolate on it. And like the way it's made, it's like in modular wafer, so you can snap one off at a time. Like usually it comes in a bar, but she's got the mini. So they're like regular, and they're sexy. You can literally bite the end off one, just lick just treat it like a woman, just lick the inside out.
Yeah.
Now, since we talking about that, yes. What are your thoughts? Well, I guess Sam, you can't answer because you ain't down for this. But what would be some good advice when it does come to licking the women?
Drink pineapple.
Kev, I'm gonna start with you because you're trying to be quiet.
Yeah,
we don't do quiet.
I actually thought about this recently because
come through.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It was someone like Tone or no, it was like TGP or someone was like, I got a really long tongue. Like I don't have a long tongue.
You don't. A long tongue isn't necessary. A long tongue is not necessary to eat pussy proper.
Okay, hold on.
Can I ask you guys something? All right.
Coming from someone who enjoys, I've listened to Kevin to talk down about himself. Coming from a woman who enjoys males, I will tell you, it does not matter the size of the penis or the tongue, as long as you know what you're doing with
you got to know how to use it. Yep.
I don't have one of them, so and I've never questioned, so I don't really know. I want to hear.
Right, hold the fucking bus. Right. Okay. Here's my thoughts on dicks. Okay, if it's about average or just above average, perfect, and it's got good girth, perfect. Any bigger than that, and it's a fucking novelty dick. That's a one-time thing, fun.
Yeah, bigger is not better.
Right? Smaller dicks, not so much. But if you can make up in the bedroom with eating my pussy, fuck yes.
Pretty much.
Facts. Yeah, I totally agree. It's again, not always about the peen. It's like I remember actually being in the movie theater when I was watching Wonder Woman. And in part 1, there's that line where Gal Gadot and Chris Pine's characters are talking about male and female relations, and some of the books that were in the library on Themyscira. And Wonder Woman was like, what we found is that for actually conceiving a child, then men are necessary, but when it comes to pleasure, they are not. And that's nothing against men at all. That is just stating a simple fact.
Well, it's also
it just is what it is.
It's also a proven fact that I think it's more than half of women do not orgasm from penetrative sex. So sometimes with the way women's bodies are, you have to stimulate the clit to get that satisfaction.
It takes a good amount of training to learn and to feel where your orgasm is coming from as well. It takes a lot of time, and especially if you're one of those women who are lucky enough to be able to squirt as well, that they do a proper full-on female orgasm.
Oh boy,
I know, right? Oh, many guys.
I'm sorry. That just brings me to another question. Have you experienced a woman that does squirt?
Yes, many times. I'm one of them.
See, damn it, Lauren. Okay, that's in my head now.
See, here's the thing.
I've only had that with one woman, but oh boy, is that an experience. Let me tell y'all.
I'm not sure if I've ever had a proper experience, so I don't know yet.
Do you mean a proper experience squirting or just a proper experience
in general?
I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh my God. Have you ever been in love? All it takes is love.
You need is love.
It doesn't take love. It just takes proper skill to get your woman there. Oh my God.
There are multiple ways, but all you need is love.
I'm pretty sure I have. But I was very, very, very high.
Oh no! Yeah, Ricky said foreplay. Never underdo it. You are exactly right.
I was very high.
Catherine, Miss Chrono, how are you, sweetheart?
I was very high, so I was probably extremely relaxed, which adds to it.
The trick to doing it is getting your woman relaxed and getting her really involved, making her feel like nothing else exists in the room, just the two of you.
Well, you shouldn't be doing it unless that's the case.
And Sasa does have a point. She said, "Love helps," and it does, but it is not always necessary to properly get there. It's not necessary.
I need to correct Kev here. Kev, it's not just about love, because sometimes you have needs that just need to be taken care of.
Sometimes you just got an itch that needs to be scratched.
Yep.
We're human. We're human. We have those needs.
Not all of us are like you. Sometimes it's got to get done and over with so you can focus on other things.
Exactly. And again, hold on real quick. Shout out to Miss Chrono. Catherine, I've not seen you in the chats for so long. I'm so happy that you're here right now.
Huh?
Toka says Kev squirts.
You said what? What did I do?
Apparently you squirt. He letting the secret out.
I mean, I'm getting older. I probably do at night.
Right. So from a bisexual perspective, right?
Yes.
From me with another guy, usually I don't have to love the person to be able to do that. You just have to be really fun. You have to be yourself and just let loose. I've had guys that are wild as fuck or really quite vanilla and still have that same effect. And I've never had one guy complain about it. The only thing I feel bad about is because they have to sleep in the wet side of the bed. Like that's what I feel bad about. I usually wander off and go get a towel and then put it under them, just like, I'm sorry. It's like, no, it's fine.
Sorry, my ass. What you sorry for?
I know, right?
Don't ever apologize for that.
No. I do it just as a cheeky thing, just like, oh, I'm sorry, you felt good.
Tilla Angel is in the chat. I didn't see you sneak in there, man. Thanks for coming through. I know it's like super early or super late for like everyone right now.
The female side of things, though, that is fucking amazing. Like, I've not got the chance to have a lot of female experiences, but I do have experiences. Maybe later in life when I'm done with men for a little while and I want to try polyamory or something like that, then yes, I will go full ham on that. But for just now, my experiences with women, like, I had one lassie that I used to see who had a boyfriend at the time, so like we were kind of sharing, and she couldn't orgasm properly with him, and we were playing one night and she managed to. She was just looking at me afterwards like, how the fuck did you do that? I was just like, just be happy while you're doing it, like and stimulate the clit, make sure you put a drop of finger or two in there and go for it, like. And vary it up. Didn't he just be like this? That's not going to do anything. Just vary the fingers up. Like if you can get a fist in there, fuck yes. Like that will. Yeah. Look at Kev. He's like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Kev is laughing like he has experience in that arena.
He knows. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I've literally like 3 times in my life tried 2 fingers. I'm a total prude and pussy. Like I'm scared. Like you all right? You all right, baby?
Yeah, like you have to vary it up. You like, I mean, if you have to use a toy, then fair enough. But at the end of the day, you want to hone your skills. Like enjoy what you're doing. Be curious. Experiment. Like surprise your partner, whoever you're doing it with. But also make sure you're not going instantly to the immediate areas. Make sure that you're touching them, you're feeling them, you're getting to know their body, and you're their senses all over, like with little love bites, with like nipples and stuff like that. If they've got sensitive back, go for that. If they've got sensitive sides, up inside their thighs, the erogenous zones around here for guys, it's here and in between the chest and like down where the hip bones are. Those things are really
it's a knowledge of your body.
Basically,
they write books on this shit. Don't sleep on those books. I would say, like for men, honestly, I would say if you want to really truly know a woman's body and how to please her, go and find the lesbian version of How to Love a Woman, and that will give you everything you need to know.
Also, don't underestimate the power of human contact. Just touch and feel and just
if you get a chick in the right mood, in the right moment, you could be standing in the middle of a crowd, and if the mood is right, like let's say y'all are watching some fireworks for whatever reason, you don't have to have all of her clothes off at all. If the mood has already been set, you can just like come up behind her and kiss her on her neck, and boom, there it is.
That's just say that
it's a state of mind. It's
tip.
not just the body stimulation.
Another top tip: if you want to know what your girl likes or your guy likes, just fucking ask them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your kinks? What do you like?
Well, wait. Sometimes it's fun to explore those things.
Yeah, but no,
very true. Very true.
But also get an idea. You don't have to go right deep into it. You just like bits at a time. Like, what kind of things do you like? Because I already know if you've had experience with them before and you want to kind of extend that pleasure. Like, what else would you like me to do? Is there anything? Get that trust and communication going, because that will make your sex a whole lot better as well. Like, definitely. I mean, you can go exploring with them and not ask them a thing and find out things by yourself, but you're only going to know a fraction of them.
Talking to someone apparently can just completely get rid of the void of sex.
Yeah.
Is that a knife in your hand? What do you?
It's a nail file. It's a nail file. Yes, I'm coming after people.
Is that a glass nail file?
Okay, wait, hold on. So I just saw something in the chat. OTDA said, and also being at Hobbiton helps. What the hell are we talking about Hobbiton for? What did I miss? Please explain yourself, young man, because I'm a fan of hobbits, especially their eating habits. And seriously, random off topic, but I feel like in the Harry Potter world, to me anyway, anyone that is in Hufflepuff House, they basically could grow up to be some of the best drug dealers in the world, because they will have the knowledge of all of the herbs. And I equate that to the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings show. I didn't know a whole lot about Lord of the Rings when the movies first came out, but like Game of Thrones, once I actually got into it and I found out what was what, I had to go find all of the histories and whatnots. And the two main things I learned about hobbits is they love to eat and they love to smoke. And that just makes sense to me when it comes to comparing them to House Hufflepuff, because like they said in the movie, even they have the finest weed in the South Farthling. Those are exact words from the book and the movie. And you can't tell me that any race that has like 20 meals a day and smokes all the damn time is not getting high and is just happy-go-lucky about life all the time like the hobbits are. I mean, first of all, y'all know I love breakfast. These motherfuckers have breakfast and second breakfast.
I have one complaint about Lord of the Rings.
What is the complaint?
The hobbits don't wear shoes.
Who gives a fuck? They have... Again,
I barely
they have the best weed in the South Farthling.
I don't do feet.
Yeah, but they get such nice green grass there.
As I'm saying, you don't have to do feet to be among the hobbits. You don't gotta kiss them. You don't gotta touch them or any of that.
But just watching.
Don't look at them.
Just watching the movie. That's all I kept complaining about. And
yeah, what's that dude, Elijah Wood or something with hairy feet?
Hold on, one second. And you know, movie night, what that entails. Could you imagine me complaining about feet the entire time? How that went down?
Yeah.
Are there a lot of shots of their?
Yes.
They're so hairy.
It would go down with me saying, Sam, shut the hell up and stop focusing on the wrong thing and just watch the movie.
That's exactly what was said to me.
They have breakfast, second breakfast, and it doesn't even stop there. They have 11sies and noonsies, lunch, dinner, supper, and it makes sense that they eat so much because, again, they have the finest fucking weed in the South Farthling. If you are smoking the weeds that much, you're gonna be hungry as fucking hell. I think that is the greatest life ever. And OTDA said his answer to my question is above. So let's see. Otilla went to New Zealand, and I was making a Hobbiton joke because she went there and she posted on Insta. Okay, see, again, I'm gonna have to fucking get Instagram because everybody be doing shit on there, and I don't know what's happening.
Sasa K's asking me what am I making. She's currently making a throw rug and a few baby things for her nephew. So
nice.
I'm currently making a waffle stitch blanket. I've got this little luminous neon pink that I'm working on, and then I'm going to edge it with black. I'm going to make like a baby goth knits. I'm waiting on some new wool coming in because
what was that? What did you just say? A baby what? Golf nets?
Baby goth knits, so like kind of goth themed baby stuff.
Interesting.
Golf?
Goth.
Yeah.
Goth.
Oh, goth.
Like
goth. Real quick, Scottish accent's my favorite accent. I love it.
It's a goth. It's a goth. It's goth, man. It's goth.
Okay. Right. She also asked Sam, "What are you knitting as well?"
I'm making a very long string.
Well, that's just.
She's trying.
I'm trying.
I saw her on my Instagram. She saw my waffle stitch. She's like, I couldn't get past the long string. Are you trying to do the? Are you trying to do the chain, the foundation chain?
I already did the foundation chain. I'm on my second chain. I'm just trying to get somewhere other than a string.
Just continue with your wee patch, and you'll get there eventually. So
this is cool. Wait, this is like a progression that you're like really advanced, and you're just beginning. Is this what's happening right now?
Yeah, my aunt.
That's pretty good. I couldn't do that.
That's cool.
My aunt was trying to FaceTime teach me.
Nice.
I learned through YouTube. So I started actually off knitting with proper straight needles and circular needles. I did a few hats and stuff like that, and then I got into crochet, and I find crochet is much easier to do, much more faster, more nimble, and you can do a lot more with it without having to switch them back and forth.
Yeah.
Switch about straight needles. And also, like, I love these metal needles. I love doing them in thick, chunky wool. My favorite thing to do is take 2 strands of wool and you work with them together. So I like do really thick blankets. I once made like a big giant throw for my beds. I've got a one that I made my entire double bed. And I've also got, like, I just finished this baby blanket for my friend.
That's awesome looking.
That's incredible.
That's so awesome.
Nowhere near. That's incredible.
I couldn't pull that off. Okay, so real quick, Lauren, I'm going to ask you right now on stream. Then, maybe perhaps since there were some blankets sent your way by a bit of assistance from me wonderful self, maybe you could get one of those done for a person that I would like to send something awesome like that to in the future. No rush. I'm just saying, put it in your mind right now.
Well, I love doing big projects. Like when I started doing crochet, that was my thing. Like blankets are the best way to learn how to crochet because you're learning to get your stitches right. You're learning to get your tension right and how to hold the yarn properly, or the wool, whatever your terms are, and learning how to do all the different like stitches. Like this is the waffle stitch that I posted on Instagram last night.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So it creates this kind of waffle effect. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
You put that
syrup,
together.
I put syrup and sugar in my waffles.
Yeah.
You put that together for a blanket. That looks warm as hell.
This wool here, I actually got to make a big giant pink throw for my sister. Now, I actually got a bit too carried away with it. I made the chain about 300 stitches long, so I wanted the blanket to touch either side of the floor over the bed.
Nice.
So it's fucking massive. Like, and it's about that much wide just now. But it's massive. Like I can lay it on the ground and it's way longer than I am in my height. So it's going to take me another couple of years and another about 50 quid worth of wool just to get it finished. And I don't know how she's going to fit it in her washing machine. She's going to need to take it to an actual.
Take it to the laundromat. That's all right.
What's a quid? What's a quid? I always hear about quids.
Quid is pounds. It's
the smaller version of pounds, isn't it?
No, it's not the smaller version. It's the same. It's
is it pound, just a different name?
Yes.
Huh.
Okay.
Flying.
Does a pound still look like? Is it silver with an orange with the?
You guys say bucks instead of dollars sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Got you.
Do you still have that coin with two colors? There's two colors to the pound, right?
Yeah, that's the £2 coin.
Oh, it's so cool.
We have the same thing here.
It's reversed for Canada.
Ours is silver and then gold, and yours is gold and then silver.
Yeah. The Canadian coins are similar, but they're slightly different.
So
that's awesome.
They have a $2 pound. This is
Sam, real quick. I just want to give a shout out to Tani Chicago, my sister. I ain't seen you in the chats in a minute, Tani. Just shout out again for anyone that's still here. We are doing ginger ale chat tonight. We're starting at about 6:30. So come through on Monero's channel to hang with us.
Hi, my American twin. So this is
Tawny is awesome people.
This is a toonie, Kev.
That's the name, a toonie? A toonie?
Yep.
Is that a Canadian dollar? Is that what it is?
It's a $2, so it's a toonie.
$2 coins. That's so cool.
This is a loonie, which is $1.
Dude, see, I've always thought American money is so damn lame, and I didn't know that until I was around 6 or 7, and I spent a summer in Guyana. Me and one of my cousins had got sent there for like 2-3 months, and when I started looking at the money, because we had to go when we came back, we had to go to the exchange place at the at JFK at the airport. And then we got our boarding ass, American money back, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I mean, like in recent years, they've made it look a bit nicer, but I always look at money from other places. I'm like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" See, look how fucking beautiful that shit looks right there. Look at that. That's fucking awesome,
money
dude.
Is monopoly money. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I wish our money looked like that though. That's got character.
Here's a safety note for everyone. It's also made of plastic, so I can sanitize it.
Yep.
See that's just fucking smart. That's not even cool. That's just smart.
So
I love that.
The big pink blanket that I'm making is going to take me. And I've also ordered green wool and black wool and grey wool because I'm going to make a Slytherin baby blanket for my sister.
Well, as soon as I heard green and black, I was thinking Harry Potter. That's
why Slytherin though? Your sister likes Slytherin?
No. Her partner's Slytherin.
Is that what they were sorted into?
Yeah.
Nice.
So she's having another boy, so I'm going to make a Slytherin blanket because she's going to get all this other stuff for the baby and whatnot, just normal stuff. And I want something for Ryan, for her partner, to be like, yeah, that's cool. Because last time when they had their first child, I got this baby grow that says player 3 has now entered the game. And I just got it for him because it was funny and he likes it. He's a gamer. So like I said to her last night, I showed her this blanket because I wanted to see if she actually liked it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'll make a Slytherin one as well. And I'll make a little pillow. If I've got enough left, I'll make a little pillow to go with it. So you can have like a pram cover and a nice pillow in the pram and that for the baby. I'm not advanced on making characters and weaving in like the snakes and stuff like that. I can't do that just yet. I'm going to work on that. I'm on crochet groups in Facebook and I've seen some amazing ones. I've seen people who have crocheted an entire Game of Thrones blanket. I've done
That's
all
awesome.
different houses. I've seen one where they've done like Mario stuff and it's just insane the level these guys are at. Sasuke also asked if I ever do a live stream while I'm crocheting. She would join in. That's brilliant.
Yo, shit, why not? Yeah.
I'm aiming to do live streams with Amy True because she's got a new channel called Hook and A. She is basically doing a crochet channel. I'm starting from the beginning all the way through. She used to do crochet as a living. She used to make a living from it. She does all different kinds of knits. So if you want to check her channel out, it's Hook and A. She's got loads of videos coming up and I'm going to do crochet and coffee chats with her because when she told me she was starting, I was like, I'm fucking helping you. This is happening.
Nice. That's what's up.
Have somebody else to talk about crochet with. So we're doing that with her. But she needs to get to a good amount of subscribers before she'll start doing live streams. So she gets the 100 we'll do live streams. We'll do crochet
Yeah,
live streams.
post you're a mod on my channel, so post her link in the chat, and
yeah,
we'll definitely all send some support her way. Tony had said something earlier in the chat. There's actually two things I think that I saw, but I lost one of them. I said Tawny is now binge watching Smallville with one of her good friends. Yo, Smallville, when it first came out, and I am not a huge DC fan, but what I am is a comic fan. So I've never been one to be all Marvel or just all DC. I think all of those universes, how they're compiled, are great. So Smallville, when that came out, that was one of my favorite TV shows to watch, and they kind of fell off in some of their middle seasons, and I'd stopped watching. But once it got to them being out of high school and them actually getting into Clark working at in Metropolis, and all of the other heroes coming in, like Cyborg and Aquaman coming into the storyline, Checkmate. Oh, when they did the whole Checkmate storyline, and they had Amanda Waller, one of the best people that I have seen play Amanda Waller for any of the DC universes from the early 2000s. Pam Grier, y'all, motherfucking Foxy Brown from all of those awesome, blaxploitation movies in the 70s. Pam Grier played Amanda Waller, and she is one of the best that I have seen portray that character. Her and what's my lady's name that did the most recent one in Suicide Squad?
Oh my God, it's slipping my mind.
Somebody in the chat, help me out. I know y'all know it. Amanda Waller. Shit. Oh wow. Why can I not remember her name right now? No, it's not Alfre Woodard. No, Alfre Woodard was in the MCU. She played
Viola Davis?
Black Mariah. Viola Davis, yes. Viola Davis also played the Miranda character. Yeah. Those two ladies, they are the best that have done that. And what in the hell did you make that?
Yeah, that's Lauren.
See that's the shit that I'm talking about.
You did that with your hands? Those. With your hands or a machine?
I made that with my hands.
That's great.
That's what I'm saying right there. I would love to commission one of those to be made in a queen size bed form, and seriously, you let me know how much the material for that is going to cost, and I will PayPal that shit to you. And even if it takes a year or two, I am happy to wait for it. Seriously.
Like that was one of my first big projects for myself, because I didn't have any really good blankets, and during the winter, because I've got my Raynaud's disease, I need an extra kind of weighted blanket. So what I do with this blanket here is all like double knit wool. So
that looks warm as hell.
So what I will do is I'll take a normal kind of wool, and I'll take another color, and I'll combo them, and then I will just crochet with both of them together, and it makes a much thicker weighted knit.
That's awesome.
I love the feel of it.
How long? I think Otilla or Ricky was asking, how long did that take you to do that size?
Well, I was just beginning when I started, and I was using the wool that I could get a hold of. So I was going to like pound shops or the dollar stores and just getting bits at a time. I'd usually get like 4 or 5 balls of wool at a time. So you're talking a good, from what I could afford, maybe a good 7 months, on and off, like doing it here and there where I can afford it, because when I was doing it, I was pretty skint, but it's really good for my anxiety. That's why I took up knitting. That's why I took up this sort of thing, because
that's awesome. That's so awesome.
I've learned so much, and it's a good practical skill to have. Like I've just started crop tops as well out of crochet. So like, oh my God. Right. Okay. So Instagram and on TikTok. I've looked on TikTok, right? There's a crochet section on TikTok, and there's lovely, amazing Black women who are making fucking crochet dresses and everything. Like I'm watching these women, and they're doing transformation. Oh, damn.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, when you have a skill like that, seriously, that shit needs to be broadcasted for real. That's all. Yo, I'm serious about that too. Hit me up and let me know about like material costs, and even if I can't get it all at one time, I'll send you, payments, and we'll get that shit done, even if it takes over a year or two. That shit is awesome.
And I started it for the same reason. My anxiety, the quarantine was sending my anxiety through the roof, and so that's why I actually started it. Even though I'm terrible, that's why I do it. It just keeps my mind busy.
I was terrible as well when I started it because I started knitting, so I'm already used to holding the yarn and the knit needles in a certain way. So having to do like a hook and hold your yarn and do chains and stuff like that, and then work through the chain. The foundation chain is always the fucking trickiest part. Once you've got past the first couple of rows, you're solid, you're fine. You just keep going with that pattern. You know what patterns, you know how many stitches you've got, what multiples you're using, things like that. You're probably not at the. You're probably just like, what the fuck is she talking about? Yeah. So
can I ask a random ginger ale chat type question?
Yes, of course.
What does that feel like against your skin?
Well, this.
Yes. I'm very curious.
Because
it looks like it feels super fucking soft.
It's really comfy. It's cool.
I don't think I would mind, being just completely naked and wrapped up in that.
Hell yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It'd be better if you got like a yarn that was like super soft, kind of fluffy yarn. But that stuff tends to be very hard to work with sometimes.
And super expensive.
Question, right? I use either single or double knit wool, and I'll combine them. So like I'll show you, give you an example. So basically when I'm doing that, I'll take two wools, I'll make my slip knot like that, okay? And I'll get my hook. And I'll just go for the chains like this.
I'm sorry, hold on.
You just turned into a ninja. What are you doing?
DA say, AK trying to channel the Monero voice. I wish I sounded as good as Monero's Benny Jesuit voice. I don't have that type of pull, even if I legitimately try to put on the sexy in my voice. I wish I sounded that good. And Ricky said, I was thinking the same, AK, but didn't want to change the subject. Son, you can change the subject at any time. If you have a question, put it out there. Y'all know me. I've never shied away from any type of question like that. So I'm glad though that I'm not the only one that was thinking about what that would feel like against bare skin. So thank you for making it not weird. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like this is how I'll do mine. So it comes out like in this kind of like different kind of model pattern. I love the two-tone colors that come through. Every single line of this is done with that. I've even got in this blanket, there's like a tinsel yarn as well. So it's like a normal yarn with tinsel in it. So it gives it a nice kind of sparkle. I've got all different colors. Yeah, I just it's something really good.
That's so cool. You know what? That actually even gives me a more richer aspect to give the character that I told you I was going to write for you in one of my post-apocalyptic stories. So yeah, you're if you forgot, you're still definitely going to be in my The 100 story. So yeah, I'm adding that to your repertoire.
Bitch is making me a character in our stories, guys.
You motherfucking right. Yo, they're only
guys, chat. She needs to release a book. She needs to give me her stuff and put in a book. Either that or I'm going to go through every single thing, copy and paste that shit and make a book for her. I will get my fucking book artist to make a cover and shit. I will publish that shit. I will hand over the reins and the thing details to her, and then you can go buy all her erotica, her fanfic or whatnot. It's fucking solid.
Oh wait, Forrest, you didn't know that I write fan fiction? Yeah, my guy. I've been doing fan fiction for quite a while. The bulk of the stories that you'll find that I've written are from the Glee universe, but my actual very first fan fiction story that I started was for the L Word. and it was going to be an action-packed vampire story based on the characters from the L Word put into the universe of the book Every Dark Desire by Fiona Zeddy. And that's not a book that a lot of people have heard of, but Fiona Zeddy, she is a black, another West Indian writer, and the Every Dark Desire series, there's 2 books in the series right now, and she is basically about this woman in Jamaica that ends up getting tossed into the world of vampires, and it's just a really cool action-packed story with a whole lot of sex in it. Just fair warning, if you go and look it up, if you buy the book, you're going to enjoy it, but just be ready to read a lot of sex scenes.
AK's writing is on point when it comes to the sex scene.
I'm just saying, I have, and I will fully admit to this, I have a very dirty mind when it comes to some things, and there are sometimes pornos going in my head day in and day out, like all day. When I write, I make it a point to not have social norms be any type of barrier in my stories. So a lot of my characters are intersexed. And when it comes to gender identity,
what is I'm done. What does intersexed mean?
Intersexed is basically a more polite term, I guess, for saying someone that has genitalia of the opposite sex. So they either have, one type of genitalia.
That makes sense. I've never heard that term before, though.
Yeah, or
is that what we should be saying that from now on? Is that the word?
Yes, yeah, that is actually the
wow.
The
in
thing.
place of what word though? I've never heard it.
Like instead of saying someone is a
I guess we just say a sentence. I can't think of a word.
Instead of saying someone is a transvestite or a hermaphrodite, you would say they're intersexed. So it's let's say it's a let's say if
thank you
the term that you think of is a female body, but they could either be born with a penis or they're born with both sexual organs of a man and a woman. We say they're intersexed.
Wait, that can happen? That can happen?
Yes.
In real life.
Yes.
Yes.
It is the correct medical terminology.
Today, girls.
Yeah.
Just get your seats up and let's get class started.
It's the correct medical term for hermaphrodite.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the actual medical term. It's very, very rare. Mind you, it is very rare, but it does happen. And when it happens, that is what is actually called as someone that's intersexed.
Yeah.
Right. So
when I write my characters can be very gender fluidic.
Well, yeah,
and
like
also
vampires. Like what is a
fluidic.
vampire? It could be anything you want it to be.
Exactly. Same as werewolf.
So when it comes to AK's writing, right, I'm not one for erotica. Okay.
Werewolf.
I am.
I tend not to be keen on reading erotica, but sometimes it's just really, really too much in your face. The way AK writes is very much someone who cares. Isn't really about the end goal. It's more about the in the moment, and like we were talking earlier about get to know the feels, share of sensations, and just all the senses being involved. There's been a few times I've read some of her stuff and had to go rub one out afterwards. I mean, that's very fucking rare for me. So, guys, if that's something you're into, you should. Even if you're not really interested in the whole kind of where she takes our kind of sexual, our characters, what gender they are, that doesn't really matter. It's the story that matters. Like, she's just so brilliant at crafting our characters and keeping this longevity going on this series. Like this, she has fucking hundreds of stuff like for you to read. There's content after content. She needs a Patreon, she needs a fucking book out. I swear, if you don't do it soon, I'm going to just rip all your stuff down from your website and make a book.
You know what? I give you full permission to do that. If you think it'll actually work out, then go for it. I honestly don't think. I always say I think I'm mediocre at best. You know, a lot of times I always put disclaimers in the beginning of my stories that a lot of my stuff is unedited and baited, so the grammar sometimes is off. But outside of that's pretty much it. I expect any and everything in my stories is all I'm saying.
No one cares about grammar.
Well, like DA said earlier, AK will always say that, expect that some women in her stories will have peens and they can get guys and girls pregnant, and also expect that some men can have babies and get pregnant as well. That's just the way I write. That is my one, fuck you to society, that these things are wrong and can't happen. That's me saying this is just life, and I never make it a big deal. I just try to put it out there like that's this person's story and that's it.
I have 2 comments. My first comment is Ricky said, Sam just owning it immediately. Yes, because AK sent me down a rabbit hole. I'm now obsessed with erotic fan fiction. It's all I read. Second point is, AK, at least you share. I don't share my writing with anyone, and you know this. You know how long I've been writing, and I don't share.
Yeah,
I haven't shared.
Sure enough, and you should.
Anyone.
I'm just saying.
No,
okay, so
no.
the best of writers. The best of writers go under the radar. Most of us,
a lot of times, they do.
Imposter syndrome. Even I do, right? And with recent revelations, AK, you know about this, right? I can't talk about it. We're not talking about it.
No, we're not talking about anything.
It's really validated me for being a poet. Like, even a lot of people say to me, you're so fucking talented, if you're all this, you're that, you're such an amazing person. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just me. Like, but like, I've had people say you've got heavy imposter syndrome, you've got all the skills to do all these things. And AK
also,
he's telling me
real quick, just before I forget, there is another author that is on like one, y'all know Tone, Teflon. He's also an author. We've shared his links many times, so I know y'all know where to go find his stuff. But I'm putting a link in the chat now also, and this is for if you have not seen the YouTube channel Shadiversity. He's an Australian dude that loves castles and swords. So he talks about a lot of things in that genre and games that have to do with medieval times and evaluating how the castles and buildings are set up in those worlds compared to what actual castles and things are supposed to look like. And one of the things you'll find is he loves matriculations. Matriculations are those little slits that are usually put in walls on battlements that when fighters get past the point that an archer on a wall can reach them, you can basically stand over the matriculations and shoot downward to still get those fighters that are right directly at your walls. And he also is an author, and he has a book series out called Shadow of the Conqueror. And I have not read them yet, but I've heard very good things about them. They are on my list. Hopefully me and JD will get to reviewing those once we're done with The Land. And also shout out to Alaron Kong. If you don't know what The Land and the Chaos Seeds book series is, please correct your life and go check out that man's book because they are awesome. And yeah, definitely go check out Shadiversity's channel and go read Shadow of the Conqueror. I've heard great things about it. Like I said, I'm gonna be reading it very soon and let y'all know what I think of it. I think there's like 3 books in the series right now. And even if you don't read the books, just check out his channel. If you like a lot of the medieval, Game of Thrones things that we get into all the time, he is an expert in this shit. And once you watch a couple of his videos, you'll see that. So, and you'll enjoy his personality too. He's a very personable dude and very funny as well. So go check out Shadiversity. And I'm sorry, Lauren, I did cut you off a bit. Go, please continue, my lady.
I can't remember what I was saying.
You were saying something about my stories.
Imposter syndrome. Yeah. So like a lot of people, even a lot of the big writers have imposter syndrome. Some serious, like I have it all the time. Yeah, I dropped my link in the chat as well. If anyone wants to get my books, they're there. That's the American link. Make sure it's the American link that you click on if you're in America or Canada. If you're anywhere else, just search on your Amazon, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, like it's one of those things, like we're all imposters in some way. We feel that when the difference between wanting to be a writer and becoming a writer is the confidence. It's the acknowledgement to say to yourself, I am no longer wanting to be a writer. I am a writer. I am doing these things. The thing that pushed me the most was I was at a writing panel once, and this guy, the Scottish writer who writes crime fiction and stuff like that, he looks like he's had more pints beer than he should have, and a couple of packets short of 24 Pack of Crisps. He was like, they were all talking about novels, and no one was talking about poetry. And this guy said to me, and I asked him, I was like, what about poetry? It's like, he laughed at me. He laughed at me snidely and went, if you want to write poetry, go back to the 18th century. I was fucking livid, right? I left
as you should have been
shaken, right? I'm in the front seat, and you don't even need to look round, and my lecturer is behind in the back going like this, right? He knows fine well you do not cross me like that. So ever since that moment, I've made it my fucking point to tell that guy to go fuck himself, right? He writes half mediocre, shitty fucking crime novels that pretty much any other Scottish writer does, right? Apart from Irvine Welsh and Kelman. Kelman's a completely different rank to all these other people. But, like, you're telling me I can't make money from my fucking poetry? Get to fuck, you fat bastard.
Oh, shit. You on book 4 already.
I think my issue with my writing, at least, is not... I'm a perfectionist. So for me, my story isn't where I want it to be for me to share it yet.
We are always our own worst critics.
You know what? It's not even that I'm my worst critic, because I don't think the story's bad. I get hung up on little details, and
it's your story, and you're not ready to let it go. That's
understandable.
Writing.
Oh, good night, Attila. Have a good class, please.
Night, Attila. Yeah, stay safe out there, Ma. Thank you for coming in.
I don't know if Kev is still there. Kev, if you're still there, please turn your camera on. DA asked a question, and DA says, for Kev and then the panel, what book series do you want made next into a series or a movie, I assume?
And before we get into that, actually, I also want to shout out another comment that DA made. So JD has a knack for writing multiple stories at once. I have no idea how he does it, and they're totally separate genres. It's so awesome. And you know what, DA, when you look at, some of the stories that I have on my fan fiction page, a lot of them were written around the same time, especially the ongoing, like most of my stuff is one shots, or 2 or 3 shots. They're only like 2 or 3 chapters long, but my 3 big stories are all going on at the same time, and not all of them have the fantasy element within them. I just, it's basically just putting characters in a different world than most people would think to see them in. And some people might say that it's tricky or hard. I don't think it is. And I don't think JD thinks that it is either. It's really, you just have to know what universe you want to write in for any particular story. And that's just what it is. But Kev, we'll pass the question on to you. What book series would you like to see made into a TV show or movie coming up?
Great question, both of you. 100%. I mean, I've never actually thought about the question. I'm easily pleased. Everything comes out. I love it. But what I'd hope for, Stormlight Archive, Bridge 4. It's my favorite series by far. I want to see Jasna Khalin. I'm in love with. I think she would be my number 1 of all time. But realistically, Mistborn. And here's the reason. There's a dude character who's my number 3 character of all time in any story. But there's also the lead character of that story. There's a lot of main characters, but the number 1 is a girl. They'd have to age her up, and they probably would for TV. And I could easily see myself like totally falling in love with her. Mistborn Era 1 is awesome. So good.
Nice. Lauren, give it to you next.
I would love to see the Long Air series by Stephen Baxter and Terry Pratchett made into a TV show.
Nice.
Immense series. Like, out of all the book series I've read all the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I've read all the fucking I've read all the Game of Thrones books. I've read other book series as well, and the Long Earth series is still one that sticks out right in the front because it's so wonderful. It's the last kind of books we actually get from Terry, and what was really sad, when I got to the last book in the series, I didn't want to finish it. I kept stopping after a couple of pages because Stephen Baxter had to finish it by himself. And it has all the book has is all these classic tropes of Terry, having the footnotes and the sarcasm, the satire, and things like that. But it's also got this big, expansive sci-fi world in it that comes from Stephen Baxter. Like, those two things mashed together, so efficient, so wonderful. You're compelled to follow these characters all the way through all the Long Earth. Right up until the end, and the last book had a lot of references. There's a lot of Blues Brothers references. There's so much in it. Like, it's such a thick and versatile, endless amount of possibilities. Just anybody who wants a good read over your lockdown period, go get the Long Earth series books by Stephen Baxter and Terry Pratchett. You will not regret it. The covers are fucking beautiful. On the inside, right? You know how most fantasy books have like maps in them, right? Well, this one actually has diagrams of things that help you step from world to world. So the Long Earth series is the Long Earth theory, that there's a world out, the copy of a world that varies from point to point, east and west, north and south, etc. And it's the same for every world. And there's this kid Joshua who basically learns to naturally step, but an inventor makes a thing called a stepper box, and that's the first illustration you'll see in the first books. And then it grows into next books where you have like the Zeppelins and stuff like that step from world to world, and you're going on this big massive exploration of all these different Earths and planets. Basically, there's enough planets in the Long Earth for one human each. You can have a whole planet to yourself. Like, and there's a whole bunch of variations on humanoids and like
nice.
stuff like that. Lush, thick. It's a nerd's dream with comedy and satire. Get on it.
All right, I am.
Sorry, what was the name of that? One more time.
The Long Earth series.
Is it because Terry Pratchett's most known for Discworld or something, right?
Yeah, the Discworld series.
But you like this? You prefer this over that, or have you not even touched that?
No, I've read some of the Discworld.
This is your shit. This is your shit, though.
And not read some of the Discworld novels, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So the Discworld novels.
Hey, for anyone that may not know who Terry Pratchett is, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have access to the TV shows that they do. The most recent show they did, it was a collaboration book with Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, and it's called Good Omens. And it stars David Tennant, motherfucking Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, and Martin Sheen. And if you don't know who Martin Sheen is, think of Lucian from the Underworld series, and fuck was his name from the Twilight series?
Was Lucian the dude that looked like Tywin Lannister?
No, Lucian did not look like no. He was the head werewolf in Underworld, and he was also the head of the Volturi in the Twilight movie series. That's Michael Sheen. He stars with David Tennant in Good Omens, and it is one of the most faithful adaptations to a book that I've ever seen. It's very good. I need to go and visit the Lou. So Sam, you take the question next. I'll be right back.
Okay, so for me, I was having this conversation the other day on my stream. It's technically a young adult novel. Do not hold that against it. It's definitely worth a read. The series is called The Lux. It's written by Anna Goberson. It's difficult. It's spelled Godbersen. She's an amazing writer. The series takes place over the 4 seasons of 1899, and it's based around it's basically a class story about New York City in 1899. It's just intriguing. I love history, so it gets me every single time. And she has another series. That one's called Bright Young Things, and that takes place in the 1920s. And basically, anything she writes, I'll read, but I want to see the Lux on some sort of series. I know it's only 4 seasons. It begins in fall and goes to summer of 1899, and it's I can't get enough of this book.
Isn't it wild how much the world and our lives have changed in a pretty short amount of time? Relatively, now it's 100 years, 1920 to now. But still, even 100 years, we are in a completely different world. Wow.
It's completely different and yet exactly the same.
Well, no. This would be magic to them. They would look at this as way too many steps ahead. They would be like, whoa, bro, like you just showed up with one of those. They'd be like, what the fuck is that?
I mean,
Sorry,
like,
my language.
It's completely different. Yes, you're absolutely right. But then you look at like places and, it's exactly the same. The places are still the same. It's just technology and invention has, progressed it. But that series, the original series is called The Lux, and it's 4 books. Hold on, let me see. What are they called? The first one's called The Lux. The second one is called Rumors. The third one is called Envy. And the fourth one is called Splendor. And honestly, it deals with every kind of story you could imagine. It's a family drama. It's a coming of age story. It's a little bit scary. There's a mystery. Someone dies. It covers everything. And I'm telling you, do not sleep on these young adult writers. They should get way more credit than they are given. These stories are amazing.
Yo, to tag on to that, speaking of young adult writers, if you are a fan of mythology, like I am, and you maybe want to shy away from young adult level stories, I think you are cheating yourself in some aspects, especially when it comes to the Rick Riordan mythological universe. And this is I'm gonna cheat because I don't have just one series that I think would be better made or remade from what it was before, but the Percy Jackson movies. Those movies were okay for what they were, but when it comes to the source material and the story that Rick Riordan put together and how he really pulled in the Greek mythology to the original Percy Jackson series, they are way off base. And I don't like a whole lot of the remakes that have been going on over the past few years. But if this story was remade and done more to the tone that the Harry Potter series was done, with how faithful they were to the books, and there were issues there too, but they were done a lot better than the Percy Jackson series was, I would not be upset at all at seeing a remake of that. First of all, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover were not 16, damn near 17-year-olds played by like 23 and 24-year-old actors. No, they were like 12 and 13 in the story, and that's what made all the things that they could do so heavy hitting in the story that they had. And the movies,
and also he doesn't just touch on Greek, it's Roman, Mayan.
I'm getting to that. See, and like Sam said, it isn't just the Greek mythology that he pulls on. Like when I first, as a child, I think maybe like 6 or 7, when I started learning about these, mythological gods and whatnots from other cultures, I would literally go to the library specifically to search out books about otherworld mythologies. And I would spend hours lost in, like, I was that nerd kid. I would go to the library legit just to sit and read for 5, 6, 7 hours and just see and immerse myself in the culture and mythology of these stories. So when I discovered Rick Riordan, and found the Percy Jackson series, it was one of the greatest series and ode to mythology that I've ever seen. And it starts off with Percy and the Greek mythology levels. And as you know, Greek mythology has a large tie with Roman mythology.
Yep.
You know, so there's a Roman aspect to the Greek gods. And the way Riordan handled that is he calls it the flame of the West. So basically, if you look at the pattern of how these gods' pantheons are, it goes stemming from like the eastern part of the world where, you know, civilization started, and then it goes west.
Oh shit!
You know, it started with Greek, and then it moved to Roman gods, like Hera is the Greek goddess name, and then in Roman mythology she's Juno.
Yeah.
And with the Roman mythology, you'll see that they are more warlike than a lot of the other cultures. And that's because when you think of the Romans and you look at their history, it's the Roman Empire. Their society was built on war. So it makes sense that their gods would be built on war. And that's how it was. And then you move over to the Egyptian mythology, which Rick Riordan also touches on with his no, it's not Magnus Chase. It's it's a brother and sister that star in the Egyptian series that they do. And all of his mythological worlds that he creates stories for, they're all connected. Like with Magnus Chase is I think his second latest one. That is the Norse god series. Mm-hmm. And Magnus Chase, he is the cousin of Annabeth from the Percy Jackson series, the Greek formation originally. And when we know there's Camp Half-Blood, that's the Greek version. There's also a Roman half god camp as well. So I can't remember. And I think with that one, it's only because there's no real familial ties, but it's the gods that tie those two camps together. For Magnus, like I said, he is Annabeth's cousin, and then
Camp Jupiter.
Yeah, Camp Jupiter, and Jupiter, I believe, is Zeus's Roman name, so that's why it's called Camp Jupiter. And I think before they got to Magnus Chase, they got to Sasa. Thank you for coming through. Hopefully, we'll see you tonight at Ginger Ale. Please sleep well.
Hi, Sasa.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's 5:20 here too. I'm just, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're on the same time zone as you. We're just getting bored and wide awake for some reason. But hopefully, if these books are remade, they will do it the right way and start with Percy and then move on to Camp Jupiter, to where we get the Roman kids in, and then we'll move on to the Egyptian aspect. And the Egyptian aspect is mainly tied in not with a familial connection like Magnus Chase is, but also with the gods and just how they intertwine together. And if you look at a lot of gods in mythology, they are all intertwined to different sections of what they do. They just have different names.
Yeah.
So again, the Flame of the West, it went from Greek to Roman to Egyptian, and it's just how like the power of the world basically traveled. That's why in the beginning of Percy Jackson, we see that Mount Olympus is actually accessed through the top of the Empire State Building in New York. The flame is now in the US, which is like the furthest Western power.
And then
that's why he
did that. The Roman camp is in Oakdale, San Francisco, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that, and the newest series I think they have is centered around one of Zeus's sons, the god Apollo, and he has you know ties in with Camp Half-Blood, and Percy and Annabeth show up in his story as well. So it's not just the Percy Jackson series. You don't stop at just the movies. Go and actually look at what the source material is, and I think you'll really like Rick Riordan's stories. And one of the best things about the whole thing, how it started, to me anyway, is he started the Percy Jackson series as an ode to his son. His son has ADHD and was very insecure about how, you know, he was perceived in society and how he had to go through his life taking, you know, medications to help him with his condition and whatnot. And he wrote the Percy Jackson series to show his son that it's not a weakness. It could be your greatest strength. And Percy, what we found through the story, not just Percy, but all of the other Half-Bloods, they all have some form of ADHD. And because of that, that's what makes them strong. That's what helps them focus in their fights when they have to go through these struggles. So it's really, it's not just, you know, heartwarming because of that, but it really is a good action series. And I think you guys would like it. You know, my other series that I would love to come from a book to the screen is the vampire story that I was talking about earlier, Every Dark Desire by Fiona Ziti. They would have to cut out a lot of the adult scenes, I think, but
it'd be like True Blood, like in that genre, let's say, like sex and shit.
Somewhat in that genre. I think it would be a bit more extra than True Blood in some instances, but yeah, I think it would be like that, and I think it could definitely be successful because, you know, again, I'm not going to spoil the story, but it's really, really good, and it's action packed. And if you like erotica, it is full of well crafted sex scenes. So I would encourage you to go check it out. I don't know that it's in audiobook form, but you can buy the book on Amazon now for maybe like $10-15. It's been out for a few years now, so it's not expensive, but I think you'll like it. It's what?
Sun's coming up.
Well, you see, the curtains I have, I bought the curtains that I have specifically because they are known as light blockers.
I have them too. Those are the darker ones that are on the sides.
Yeah, so I can't see the outside right now, and I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna, you know, smoke this last black and finish my beer, and after that, then we'll wrap up. But before that happens, if you guys have any questions, you know, we can make this also and ask us anything stream, and we still have 10 folks watching, which kudos to all you guys, because I know not only is it late as hell for some folks, but it's also early as fuck for some folks. So thank you all for coming through and hanging with us.
While people are coming up with a question, please ask us any questions you want. I would like to
absolutely.
I would like to give a precursor for tomorrow's ginger ale stream. Please be prepared for AK teasing me all day.
All motherfucking day. I lightweight been doing it all night, but I don't think anybody has noticed what I've been putting down. And the tea is strong, y'all. I'm just saying.
AK knows things that
the tea is strong.
Knows. And yeah. AK's gonna be AK
gonna be extra. Tony said Midnight Sun. AK, what do you think? What do I think of the Midnight Sun?
It's the next Twilight book that's coming out soon.
There's another one. Another one. Is that like a continuation of the Bella is now Edward and Edward is Bella, like the gender swap?
No idea.
Is that what Tony, let me know. Is that what that is? Another version of the gender swap Twilight?
While we wait on Tawny, DA asks, how long has it been since you whacked off from each member of the panel?
Since I whacked off from each member of the panel? Never.
No, he's asking each of us, when is the last time?
Oh, when's the last time that we did that act? For me, it was 2 days ago. I am in fucking quarantine. I only leave my house like maybe twice a week.
Yeah, same. Couple of days ago.
So I mean, we're human. You know what? Actually, the best metaphor for this that I've seen is, okay, you know the scene in Captain America where they open the machine and he comes out as like the big buff Chris Evans Captain America?
Yes, I do.
So someone edited that and and the caption was after quarantine, and it was, you know, lovely abbed and large muscle chested Chris Evans, but one of his hands was a lot stronger and bigger than the other. That's real shit. I mean, it's funny and comical, but that's real shit. Humans are always going to human, no matter the situation. And having a sex drive is just something that's coded into our DNA. If you don't think that everyone is jerking off at least once a day, especially in quarantine, I think you're living in a very delusional world.
DA is waiting for Kev's answer.
And that just is what it is. Kev, okay. Apparently, your answer is most anticipated. So please answer that, sir.
Like 9 hours and 43 minutes ago.
Got it down for a minute.
Yes. See, Kev he is the body. He embodies what I just said. Lauren, what's your story, ma?
Yeah. So I miss my guy friend, and he doesn't quite know it yet. But when we're out of lockdown, right, I'm riding him into battle. That's what's happening.
Son, that's what it is. That's just the facts. That is just the facts. I don't blame you. If I was of that persuasion, I would absolutely say I would be opening my little black book that I used to have many, many moons ago, and I would be calling my absolute favorite and be riding them off into the sunset. That's just what the fuck it is. Sam? See, and this is why I love these questions, because Sam always blushes. Look at her face right now.
Just straight out with that, and so is Kat. It's like anyway.
We have no qualms about answering this.
No, I have no qualms about answering it.
I just know exactly what's going through Sam's head right now, and I find it extremely comical.
It was probably hours ago at this point.
And I know exactly what the fuck is in your spank bank. That's a good question. What is in y'all spank bank?
I can't.
Okay, you can't. I understand why you can't. And Kev don't walk off screen. You ain't slick, motherfucker. I saw that shit. Lauren, what's in the spank bank?
So I occasionally watch porn. Like occasionally, it's like maybe once a month, maybe twice if I'm feeling it. Right.
Okay.
But usually
like every couple days. But okay.
Usually my spank bank is like is in my brain, because I have some really good sexual experiences. So I'll think about them and then I'll combine them. So like I've got a couple of good experiences with an ex of mine, and I'll combine them with someone else, or I'll just go for the straight up Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Jason Momoa threesome. Like,
so you like that Negan and Aquaman? Okay, I see you. I get the appeal. Okay, well, when Kev comes, I think he thinks because he keeps walking off screen, I'm not going to ask him. No, see, he back now. Kev, what's in the spank bank, man? The people want to know.
What I realized,
Sterling.
What I realized, like, let's say an hour ago, when you guys were talking, we're talking about, I don't know. It's been so long for me, right? But have you guys ever had that kind of moment? Because I said like the love thing, it does make a difference. Because right, have you ever had that? Have you ever had that moment where it's like, you know, it's weird. We're like in a crazy universe. Like, how am I even alive, right? And then there's this person that you love in front of you, where you just like almost like you look and you're like in a daze. It's like you're an elf in some spell. Like you can almost like just touch anywhere in the body is perfect, because it's just euphoria, right? Have you? I miss that. I need that. What am I?
Are you talking about when the walls melt away? Like when you're.
That's understandable.
Yes, Lauren. I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what he's talking about.
I get that, you know, when and again, not to discredit that, love and true feelings between a coupling is necessary. I will again say it's not absolutely necessary, but it does enhance the experience. That is an absolute fact.
Even that's debatable. It's special though. It's unique. For
right,
sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I can say from the experience I'm currently existing in, and this is coming from me, so this is like gonna probably blow some people's minds. apparently sex doesn't matter.
Wait, what? I don't get it. Say it again.
That's gonna change over the next month. I'm just saying.
I have a theory, right? I have a theory that sex with Kev would be all over the place. Like,
I feel like Kev
it doesn't happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen again, to be honest.
It might, Kev,
I mean, well, okay, no, but he's speaking truth though. You never know when it's actually going to happen. I mean, again, thanks to the state of the world right now, I have not seen the significant other in many a moon. And again, we are both single women. You know, we are not in a committed relationship anymore, but we do always look to each other and wish to spend time together, you know, so we still do the vacations, going to cons and whatnots, but there's no guarantee that it could ever happen again. So I feel Kev on that, you know, you just never know what life is going to throw at you.
I like your style. I dig everything you were saying in spirit, but yeah, for you, realistically, it'll be soon. You know what I mean? You're like,
I'm hoping that the feeling to be near me is still there, but that's not a guarantee, and that hurts to even think about. But again, it's still not a guarantee. That's just reality.
Sex aside, I'm really looking forward to being over at some point and actually be able to cuddle someone, like
at the very least, yes,
friend.
Yes.
I just want to snuggle up on the big couch with watch some old movies, have a couple of pre-roll joints on the table,
have that awesome ass Nancy T blanket
and be the
pulled up close.
Like, and just be the big spoon and just cuddle in. He's a big guy, right? So like, me being the big spoon is kind of funny, but he like, usually I love it because he just falls asleep in my arms and he just naps for a while, and it's just nice and peaceful. There's no need to talk. It's just we know what each other's feeling, and like I love that. I want that. And if I'm feeling sad or I'm too quiet, he goes out his way to make me laugh. Just absolutely 100% comedy.
I need to clarify. Talkus 420. KP is very sweet, but that's not the person.
I just said, like I just put in, KP gonna need to look elsewhere. And if by chance, Kev, you were looking at Sam again, like I was trying to tell y'all,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
You're gonna need to look elsewhere. Okay, good.
I don't think I'm mature enough to have a relationship, but I've loved being in them, and I'm sure I'll be in one.
You know what, Kev? I think as much as you say that, I think you are in the mindset where you probably would be the best person to be in a relationship with, because you're all about like feelings and emotions.
Exactly. Yeah, like you're saying,
has to be there.
No, I'm a psycho. I can't go out and chase it and force it. It's gonna happen someday, but it's gotta be natural.
That's the thing. See, and that's it right there. You're not going out and actively looking for it or trying to force it, but you are still open to that experience organically happening, and that's how it should be.
To be honest, I don't know if I even am. There's not enough time in the day, and I don't have enough time to read and audiobook stuff. That's all I want to do.
And I guarantee you that there is a woman out there that is suited for that.
No, I want to do it by myself, though.
Okay, hold on. Kev, let me tell you from experience. Trust me.
The shit creeps up.
I was not looking.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting. I was not searching. It just happened.
And you said yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I said.
I would say no.
I don't even know what I said.
Hold on. Talkus thought KP and Sam was vibing. Word. And you know I'm always in the same chats that they are in at the same time. I've never seen that.
KP and Tony's stream. I don't know if you were there that day.
I might have missed that. Apparently,
I think you were missing it. Yeah, KP said KP and Tony apparently are coming to Toronto, but I'm gonna have to tell KP that's.
Oh no! I was there for that. That was the stream where KP had jumped on and jumped off, and then I was already upstairs in bed, but I came down.
No, it happened earlier than that. It happened way before that.
Where's he from? I love hearing him.
Karen, he is. I think he's back in the West Indies right now, but I want to say he might also be in London.
What is his accent from?
He's West Indian, like I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love hearing him speak. Did he say anything?
I want to say Jamaica, but I'm not sure. Excuse me, I'm not sure on that.
I'd like to say, like, the thing about relationships is you also have to be willing to take that leap, because there's a lot of people out there that will want the sex and the comfort and the cuddles, but don't want to take that leap because they think they'll be trapped into it. You're not trapped really until you're married, but even if you take the marriage plunge, you have to be serious about that commitment. You have to be loyal. I think, Kev, you do pretty well, but I love the fact that you're like, nah, you're wise enough to know that you're not mature enough to take on a relationship with full responsibility. You're too much of a wolf to be able to include someone else in your life full time, to give them the full love and attention that they need. That's a very wise man.
I'm not wise. I mean, it took me 11 times to figure it out, and I was like, okay, I guess it's me.
But right, see that, and that's what she's saying though. The fact that you already have that mindset means that, you know, to me anyway, the way I interpret it is, if you did have a young lady that came along like that right now, you are already open to that, but you would know enough to let her take the wheel, basically. And have her guide where things could go. I mean, am I misinterpreting that, Lauren? Like that? That's
no.
What
that's
I feel you're
like. I mean, you need to be able to, for a relationship to work, you need two people. It's essentially like a business. It's a partnership. One can't be doing everything while the other's doing nothing. There has to be a give and take. And I've got lots and lots. I've got about 10 years of experience with this with my guy friend, because he got to a point where it was always me coming over to him, and then I had enough of that and I stopped it. And now he comes to me. So like, we need to have that give and take. It's like, oh, do you want to go do this? And do you want to share that interest? Like, he's into plants and botany and I'm into my writing and things, but usually sometimes those collide. For like example, last night we were talking about a person called Gertrude Jekyll, who's very famous gardenist and whatnot, but her last name was used by Robert Louis Stevenson for his book Jekyll and Hyde. And look at Kev, he's like, yes, yep. The fact of it that these, we were talking about her roses that that are being named after her, they're fucking cute, gorgeous, they're climbers and stuff like that. And my guy friend was telling me about how many gardens she's done, and then I was like, oh, I'd love to go visit some of these gardens at some point if you're like up for that. And he was like, I'd love to revisit the Glasgow Botanical Gardens and the one in Edinburgh, and then go down to Kensington Palace to see the gardens in there, because I've been there and that's fucking stunning. The Rose Garden is perfection. And then Kew Gardens, which is a big, massive indoor botanical centre. And he would love to work there for a little while, which would work out for me as well. So like, I'm finding ways and to compromise and to pull things together and find that interest. Always be interested in what your partner's doing, even if you're not so well versed in it. Always take it a minute to maybe search something, learn about it, find something that interests in you, because like, that's what I try to do. Like, he used to bring me books all the time, and I never really started reading until I was like 25, and I thought it was weird. And I used to have really big trust issues, so I didn't really click to this till later. I was like, what do you want? And then he's bringing me his books, and then eventually I started reading them because I wanted to know him more. But in the end, I actually ended up knowing myself.
Hold on, Lauren, real quick. I just want to say good night to Tawny.
Good night, my American friend.
Thanks for coming through. Sleep well. Please remember to come back and join us on Monero's channel for Ginger Ale Chat later today.
Yes, please. I need my American twin there.
For sure.
It's all a part of giving and taking. Like, he takes interest in what I'm writing. He might not understand poetry, he might not get all those things, but he supports me what I'm doing. Like, he'll support me within our book, and he'll ask me what I'm doing with it and what the idea is behind it, and go from there. And we'll talk about different authors and things like that, and I'll ask him for his book collection, because his is very drastically different to mine. The only similarities we have are like comic books, because I've read most of his comic book collection. His library is my mini library, my borrow-on library. That's where I go to. And I'll give him some books. He might not all read them all, and that's fine, but he'll take them and he'll try to. Like he's one of those people that likes to reread books he already knows. Like he's very much stuck in that cycle of doing that, and I'm fascinated by how he does that, because I like to read one book and then move on to the next one and then the next one. So I make sure to understand why he's rereading them, what is about the books that he loves so much and the authors and what attracts him. And then I can figure out more about him as a person. Taking all those things into account can help your relationship so much more. And if you're able to get past that fear aspect of knowing that you're falling in love with them and not being able to talk to them fully, right? You need to get past that and be able to speak and to communicate and say, you know, I love you. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Like, because I used to be afraid to be very loving. I'm a very loving person. I'm not shy about saying I love you, I miss your face and things like that. And I used to be afraid of doing that. But now I do it all the time. Because we're in lockdown, I've been sending him little films with me saying, I love you, or I'll stick my tongue out and things like that. I do all those wee things. Like, I love doing that. That keeps him happy. That makes me happy. It's a weird.
That's so damn cute.
Kevin's totally here. He's like, you move to the US. Be my girl.
Hey, Lauren. I've been doing the same thing pretty much. AK caught me taking selfies on stream. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm gonna say until tomorrow. I think it's gonna be very clear after tomorrow what's going down.
What?
No, not even tomorrow. Tonight.
What?
Yes, today. You said that earlier when you first said like later today. I'm like, oh shit, it is late. I gotta get to bed too. Yo, wait, real quick. Isn't it weird though? We're on a rock flying through the universe. Like Lauren, we all kind of like look at the world as flat because we're so small compared to it. But you are right now like not upside down, but you're kind of like how are you standing like that over there? It's weird. We're all just pulled to the center of this thing. It's weird.
Gravity.
Okay. AK, can you repeat yourself? What did you just say?
We are one.
No, not you, Clive. I love you, but not you.
I said that things might be a bit clearer this evening after our discussion.
I would like to clarify that I have been in a happy little bubble and I'm enjoying my happy little bubble. And I'm not sure if I would like my happy little bubble to be burst yet.
Okay, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to burst the bubble. I'm just saying I'm going to be teasing the fuck out of you like I have been already tonight. And I'm going to enjoy that.
You definitely will. I know that.
Also, actually, damn it, I was just thinking. I was just thinking about the book series going into TV shows or movies again, and a series that I would really like to see, hopefully, go to Netflix, because I think Netflix would be able to do it justice in the TV show format, is the book series that me, Jade, and JD have been going in. That is The Land, Chaos Seeds by Aileron Kong. And again, I have to express how personable Aileron is. My guy found the discussion.
You're right over there. Is your arm leaking?
It looked. Honestly, I was going to tell you to go check it out earlier, Kev. It looked like it was.
You need to wrap that shit up, man. You need to go
I'm just like I'm gonna put on another long sleeve shirt, but I just started thinking about that. I was like, I'm about to go to bed. I don't want to bleed in my bed.
Dude, you need to
clean that.
So you know what's funny?
With a bandage.
I went to some concert. It was like
or some what's the other damn thing?
The Neosporin or something.
Polysporin.
That too, but no. Starts with the P. It doesn't.
Peroxide.
Peroxide, yeah.
I actually have peroxide for the first time in like 18 years.
Peroxide doesn't
20
burn.
years.
Peroxide doesn't burn like alcohol does.
I'm not going to do anything to it. I just usually let the body do what it's got to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, but it helps. If
you don't clean it, you don't want to be infected.
This is actually funny. I have this. So I have this little bottle of Neosporin. It's like this big, right? The reason being is that I fell doing the paralyzed seagull out there, drunk out of Buffalo Wild Wings in the middle of the highway. A couple days later, I went to Julia Michaels. I was probably like fist pumping, bleeding. You know what I mean? I get to Port Authority. I'm sitting there in Port Authority, like on the ground, waiting for my bus to get back to Jersey. And then it's like this older couple, a man and his wife, or a woman and her husband. Truly, I was talking to her, and she's just like, eventually, she's like, I got to do it. And she gave me a little bottle of this stuff. And she's like, you have to put, what is that called? Disinfectant or whatever on your wound. So I did. But this is like days later. I finally looked at it. I was like, oh, that's disgusting.
It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, because that could get infected very easily.
Kev is now officially worse than me, falling off my bidet and hitting my head and cracking my shin.
Wait, bidet? I have a bidet.
Put some peroxide or alcohol on that and cover it up, please.
How the fuck do you use a bidet? Because we don't have them.
I don't use it.
I just shoot it. It's arguably the best thing that's happened to me within the last probably, I don't know, 37 years of my life. No.
To me, it's like the damn 3 seashells from Demolition Man. I have no idea what to do with a damn bidet. But everyone that I knows that has a bidet swears by it, and they think it's the greatest thing ever.
My actual bidet function doesn't work. It's just like a toilet height sink for me. I use it to shave my legs, and sometimes I stand on it to take selfies, which I'm not allowed to do anymore because I fell off and cracked my shin and my head.
Bad, bro. I didn't mean to scare you.
Side note, complete side note. I ordered a new desk. I've got an L-shaped desk coming. I'm going to make a office downstairs.
Yo, if you're making a proper home office, you need to have an L-shaped desk, or at the very least,
good morning.
At the very least, two desks that can form into an L shape, because you need that space.
I do. I really do, with all the books and stuff like that I've got. But I'm going to get an L. I've got my L-shaped desk coming. I've got proper shelves I've got coming, and I'm going to make a proper office downstairs. Because I finished uni now, my desk doesn't need to be in my room, because usually when I'm studying, I like to be in my room. It's not, that's just my place. Even though I have a whole house to myself at the moment, I like being in my room. That's my space. It's always been my space since I was a kid. It's like we all have our little kind of niche spots in our houses we like to be. That's my room. But I want to separate it. So it's like I'm going to work, basically. I'm getting up, I'm making my coffee, I'm sitting at a desk. I am going to start a stream on Twitch, because I stream on Twitch now. Like I play Halo on Twitch and I do other things. So I've got a whole community on there that I talk to in my Discord and stuff like that. So I want to get an actual gaming tower, build my own PC, get a double screen set up, and get the proper mic stands and stuff like that. But for now, it's just going to be my actual desk, and I'm going to decorate the walls with some of my art and some posters that I want to get. I want to get a big Master Chief poster, but I've not been able to find one cheap enough on Amazon just yet. So we'll see what happens with that in future. But I'm going to get it all set up so that I can do everything. Because I'm going to be off now for a year from uni. I want to take this more seriously. I mean, I've got book 5 is pretty much finished. This is book 5, right?
Nice.
It's pretty much full. It's finished. And I just need to type it up. So I'm going to have my laptop for typing all my stuff up, and then my gaming set up and things like that. So we have a bit more professional kind of looking, and then I'm going to make it better. My goal for YouTube this year is to get to that 1K point somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's going to happen. And I want to go further with what I'm doing. And I mean, if that offer that I got comes through, that will help a fuck ton. And I want to go traveling and stuff like that, and do more interviews and all those things. And that falls back into having the office and having a more professional look, and just being, I don't know, I'm excited for it. It's just like a big L-shaped desk. Yay.
I'm excited for you. That seems exciting.
Absolutely.
I
love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too, Kev.
Love you too.
What time is the Monero thing? What time is the Monero thing?
Monero will be going on around 6:30, I think. Radio Westeros is doing a stream about 5. So if you guys can join that, we'll definitely be in the chat for that, and then we'll be going live right after. I am gonna wrap it up here though. I finished my last beer, and I do need to get some rest.
And it's 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it's basically 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's 6 in the morning for me, Kevin, aka Lauren. It's midday.
Lauren is living in the future.
I'm already midday. I'm a time lord.
Yeah, it's already midday. So, Kev, let the folks know where to find you, and just give shout outs as you will, please.
I don't know. Hopefully, you see me at Con Thrones or Ice of Fire. I love you guys. Lauren, it's weird. You can see the sun right now. Like I can almost see it. It's so cool. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night, and I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll sleep. I gotta sleep for a while. We'll see. Take care, okay.
Thanks, Lauren.
Hi, Kev.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
sleep well.
There, Lauren, there's Sam.
Lauren's Corner. I do poetry, I do interviews, I do literature and things like that. Right now, I've got a series called Sunshine and Poetry. It's basically a little bit of poems I'm reading, narrating for the channel twice a day, so that you have something to kind of take you away from whatever's going on here. So go check that out. Leave a like, subscribe, do all those things. I also have a Twitch channel. It's LS Corner. So twitch.tv/LS Corner, go follow me on there. I'm so close to being affiliated as well, which is really exciting. And I can also link you up with a couple of other Scottish streamers and a bunch of other people that are just fantastic and good fun to spend the day with if you're online. Because everyone's streaming at the moment. We've got fuck all else to do, so why not? And I write books and I do other things, and you'll find all my links in my videos and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, Sam, little sister, when they can find you?
Oh, you can find me in Ginger Ale Chat tomorrow. I'll be the
tonight, not tomorrow.
Tonight, sorry. In 12 hours, you will find me in Ginger Ale Chat, and I will be the chick with the bright red face hiding behind a glass of wine because AK is going to torture me.
You damn right. That's what older siblings do, man. That's
And other than that, I mean, you can probably find me with a pop-up stream. Like I said before, it's never planned. It's always fly by the seat of your pants. Yeah, apparently it's going to be Roast Sam. I'm pretty sure Monero and T and if Lady D are there, they won't be as bad, but AK is definitely going to give me shit.
They won't be as bad because they don't know what I know.
Exactly.
Yes. You know,
I would try to be there.
Yeah, please take a nap, Lauren. Take a nap so you can come through.
Yes, please, Lauren, please.
Right, because Lauren has been on our Ginger Ale chats before as well.
Hopefully we can get Chrissy in there for a first time.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yo, DA, you got the hookup, man. Tell Chrissy she's more than welcome. We got a spot open for her. She's more than welcome to come on. But again, yes, thank you guys again for staying up with us. You know, we had Tone stream till about like 2-3 o'clock, and we just really were not sleepy. Like as soon as Tone went off, Sam hit me up like, "Are you about to go to bed?" I said, "No, I am wide awake, bitch. Start a stream."
And I told her to start the stream because my internet sucks.
Right, yeah, her interwebs were wonky, so I was like, "All right, hold on, let me get this popping," and we here, and y'all came through. So I'm really glad that everybody was coming to hang out with us. It was really fun. Again, please make sure you check out Radio Westeros. I believe they're starting at about 5 later today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. You can find their links on their channel, and you can come back to Monero Geeks TV channel. We're starting about 6:30. Hopefully we start on time. You know, we're not always the best at started on time, so you know, whenever Radio Westeros is done, because we don't want to.
I'm kind of hoping we'll run a little bit late, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we will. We usually end up doing that, but you know, whenever Radio Westeros is off, then that's when you know we'll start. And you know how Ginger Ale Chat goes. We'll probably be on there for a good 4 or 5 hours or whatnot. So come through, hit us up. Make sure you smash that like button, share, and spread the links across the realm. Again, thank you for being here. And, you know, y'all have been awesome. And I appreciate you being here. I've been AK. My homies have been my homies. And we'll catch y'all next time.
And pause.
Love you.